time for Angels Spring Training Baseball. This afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium, it's the Angels and the San Diego Padres. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Another full house here in Tempe, and what a beautiful day for baseball on St. Patrick's Day. Jose, maybe the Angels will have the luck of the Irish. Today they're going to send to the mound C.J. Wilson.
Terry, happy St. Patrick's to you too, buddy. You know what? One thing for C.J. Wilson, he needs a little luck today because C.J. Wilson's the type of guy that, of course, competes so much against himself. And some things I need to see today from C.J. Wilson. This being his third start this spring, early contact is going to keep him in the game a little bit longer. Getting his work in, well, you don't want to be cut short by not being able to get out of innings. And what happened to Jared Weaver yesterday, throwing only 50 pitches and finishing off over there in the bullpen. And then keep the infielders busy, which is a sign of his two-seam fastball running down in the zone and his cut fastball, especially for the left side of the infield, to make sure you keep those guys on their toes and making plays for you.
Jose, it seems like all spring long we've been talking about the battle for the two-hole in the batting order. Today it'll be Alberto Callaspo, and boy, yesterday against the A's, he had on his hitting shoes.
You know, Alberto has always had the ability to handle the bat, to work counts. He's now hitting at 300 here in camp, and there's no doubt to me he continues to be and will always be the best suited player to bat number 2 behind Mike Trout. He showed yesterday his swing is back, flatter through the strike zone, and a guy that could be very clutch in driving in some runs, especially with Trout running in front of him. On the defensive side, he's getting back to that first step quickness, covering a lot of ground, taking charge of the infield, and again, one guy that really takes it to heart to make sure that with the guys on the mound, outs become outs. A guy with a great history with the Angels organization, came to this system, went away for a few years, but certainly great to bring him back. And now, Terry, he's got the comfort of a 2-year contract, which, of course, means more peace of mind.
That trade getting Callaspo back from Kansas City, obviously one the Angels are excited about. Well, Jose, a part of spring training is always injuries. Let's update the Angels' current injury situation.
Yeah, the good thing is we're talking about things that are pretty much brief and things that are light at this point. Ryan Madson, you know, we consider that the most serious one, but he's playing catch. He went from flat ground at 120 feet to throwing light sessions in the bullpen at about 50%. Hank Cogger, that cramp yesterday in his thumb, he's going to be playing today in the minor leagues. Bill Hall is one guy right now we don't know when he's going to be back now because of the calf issue after hurting his quad early in camp. And then Kevin Jepson is the latest one with that tightness around his triceps, Mike Scioscia said, but not something that's going to hold Kevin Jepson out for a long time.
Jose, today it's the Angels and the Padres, and we'll see an old friend of ours, Buddy Black, the Padre manager.
Buddy Black is one of those guys that when he was with the Angels, he would always give you a straight shot and opinion about the pitchers. He talks about Mike Scioscia and the influence Mike has had on his managing career. He's always had the great communicator tag on him. He's one of those guys that had a big influence, and why the Padres, even though their roster was kind of shuffling last year, they played good baseball after the All-Star break. Buddy Black is one of those guys, Terry, for you and I will always have a special meaning.
Absolutely, and part of the tree of current Major League managers affiliated and, of course, connected to Angels manager Mike Scioscia. Jose, today the Angels will have their AAA going on. Garrett Richards is going to get a chance to start in that one.
Yeah, pretty much like what we saw yesterday. Weaver starting in the big game, and then Jerome Williams being outstanding in AAA. Well, today is Garrett Richards. He needs to go out there and establish the arm speed with the velocity and mix in secondary pitches. He's always had the velocity, and Mike Scioscia talked earlier today about, we know the arm is there. Now as a mechanics, making he's matched up with everything that he needs to do in setting up hitters. That's why Conger will be catching him today. But also for Richards, Terry, is getting extended, getting stretched out, and Mike Scioscia must make sure, along with Williams and Richards and the rest of his starters, they're all going to be stretched out here at the end of camp.
So it's the Angels and the Padres here this afternoon as the Halos get ready for St. Patrick's Day against San Diego. We'll have the action on Fox Sports West. All right.
night here in Tempe Diablo Stadium as the Angels fans continue to flood this ballpark. It's a great scene. You see the youngsters along with their pops. Also a great tradition here in spring training. Bring the young ones in. We'll more of that love for that game. And for Mike Scioscia, is Angels and the Padres meeting up here today on the Angels Baseball Network and on Fox Sports West. So our good friend Buddy Black makes it back here to Tempe Diablo Stadium, former Angels pitching coach, and he was a pitching coach for the Angels when they won the championship in 2002. And his Padres playing good baseball right now at 12-10. The Angels at 4-12. Here's a lineup for Buddy Black and his Padres right now. Everett Cabrera, who led the National League in stolen bases with 44 last year, is leading off at shortstop. Kristen Orfia is in right field batting second. Batting third is Chase Headley. What a torrid second half of the season for the Padre third baseman. We'll talk more during the game about Headley. Batting fourth, Jesus Guzman. He's a designated hitter out of Venezuela. Batting fifth is Yonder Alonso, the first baseman. He's from Havana, Cuba. Alonso at first base. Jet Yorko is your second baseman, batting sixth today for San Diego. Catcher Nick Hundley, who hit the ball very well against the Angels a couple of days ago, really smoked it a couple times to his pull side. Hundley is batting seventh behind the plate. Cameron Mabing provides some solid defense up the middle. He's in center field batting eighth for the Padres. And Jeremy Baltz is in left field. He is batting ninth. The Padres as a team hitting .292. They have hit 26 home runs already here in spring training. Now the Angels starting lineup is brought to you by McDonald's. You can discover a different side of McDonald's with the new hot and spicy Mac Chicken Sandwich. Tender, crispy, and spicy in every bite. There's more unexpected tastes to love at McDonald's. Mike Trout leads off for the Angels in center field, batting second. Alberto Callaspo playing third base. Albert Pujols, the Angels' designated hitter, will bat third. Josh Hamilton in right field batting fourth. Batting fifth, Angels first baseman Mark Trumbo. Howie Kendrick will bat sixth. Kendrick at second base. Vernon Wells will make the start in left field batting seventh. Chris Iannetta, the Angels catcher, will bat eighth. And Andrew Romine for the Angels at shortstop will be the number 9 hitter. Once again, C.J. Wilson takes them out for the Angels, and for the Padres, veteran Freddie Garcia trying to crack that rotation or that staff. Terry.
All right, Jose, the umpires calling balls and strikes will be Jim Reynolds, and along the bases we'll have Tim McClellan, Patrick Mahoney, and Jordan Baker. The dimensions here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, it's 340 down the left field side, 359 down in the right field corner, 420 to dead center, and the power alleys expand out in left center and right center to 400 feet. The light breeze today is blowing out at the moment. Should benefit the hitters a little bit as C.J. Wilson gets ready to conclude his warm-up tosses here on this Sunday afternoon. The Angels will have the day off tomorrow, and then Tuesday the Cactus League resumes for the Angels with a game in Maryville against the Brewers. Jason Vargas will start that ball game for the Angels. And then the Angels, after that game against Milwaukee, will be right back here on Wednesday afternoon to host the Cleveland Indians. Angels also have a home game this Friday and Saturday. Friday against Kansas City, Saturday against Milwaukee. And the Angels will also be home a week from today against the Giants. That'll be next Sunday. So this coming weekend, a good weekend, and maybe a plan to come on out and see the Angels in the Cactus League with games Friday, Saturday, and a week from today, next Sunday here in Tempe.
And on a side note, Terry, tomorrow Joe Blanton will stay on schedule and will pitch here. Even though there's not a game scheduled in the Cactus League, the Angels will hold a game here in camp.
All right, Jose, we're just about ready for baseball as C.J. Wilson gets ready for Everett Cabrera to get positioned in the batter's box. Right-handed batter, a switch hitter batting right-handed. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. We're underway. The count 0-1. Denorfi and Headley will follow. Callaspo at third base is in a bit. The pitch that's cut on and fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. So it's 0-2.
If you see where Everett Cabrera steps in the box, he's way in that back line. Usually, for a little guy, it's not convenient against a lefty, especially. He's way back there, so CJ keep pounding that outside half and use that running fastball to his advantage.
can see his back foot, his right foot on the back line of the batter's box as he bats from the right side. CJ has jumped in front on him, and the 0-2. He tried to pick at the inside corner and just missed a little bit low and in. 1-2.
Oh, that was a great pitch. Wonderful break on that one. Even I think Chris Iannetta was a little surprised at how much that slider broke in.
Here's the 1-2 delivery, and it's tapped foul right by the plate. Around the infield, the Angels have Trumbo playing first, Kendrick playing second. Cayaspo is the third baseman with Andrew Romine back in the lineup. He's at shortstop. And in the outfield, the Angels have Vernon Wells in left, Mike Trout in center, Josh Hamilton in right, Chris Iannetta catching, Albert Pujols DHing, and C.J. Wilson on the mound. Next pitch, and it's fouled off again right near home, so Cabrera is battling with 2 strikes. C.J. Wilson will throw a fastball, top out around 94. He'll sink that fastball. Slider, a cutter. He'll throw a curve and a changeup as well. In limited action, just 4 2/3 innings this spring, opponents are hitting over 400 against him. Here's a bouncer, hit the Cayaspo, and it pops off his glove just when he was ready to reach in and get set to throw to first. So that's going to be an error all the way on the Angels' third baseman.
Cayaspo got a little too comfortable. He kind of slapped at that ball there as it was traveling into his glove.
So the batter will be Denorfia. Chris Denorfia back from Team Italy. He was playing on their WBC team. And they were surprised, the Italian team.
They gave a couple people some scares.
Yes, they did. There's a pitch that's low and inside.
What you saw with Team Italy was the inexperience showing up later in the games. When the pressure was really on the defensive side, they couldn't make plays. That's really what it came down to. They competed very well.
Right? They did advance out of the first round. Here's the next one on Denorfia. He takes that one for a called strike. Denorfia had a nice year last year for the Padres. He hit .293, and he drove in 36 runs.
And as quietly ended up playing a lot more than Buddy Black anticipated.
He had 8 homers. He stole 13 bases, and he lifts this one in the air in the left field. Chasing back under, making the grab is Vernon Wells. Ball got out there fast, but Wells had him played nicely for the game's first out.
Well, Vernon Wells very thankful that line drive. He doesn't have to worry about Big Red out there. That's been a troublesome spot. Left field, left side of the infield. Of course, foul territory for the catchers on that left side here at Tempe Diablo lately.
So here's Chase Headley, their fine third baseman. And he's having a pretty good spring. He's 12 for 28. He's driven in 3 runs. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike.
Any young player, anybody watching this game that wants to see what whipping a bat is all about, watch Chase Headley. Not the biggest of guys, but he generates so much whip and bat speed through the zone. It's absolutely amazing.
Switch hitter batting right, and the pitch. He pops that one up foul over on the first base side. It's going to get back to the seats and out of play.
I think many people anticipated having the name Chase Headley related to NL MVP votes.
But he was in the mix, no doubt. He led the National League in runs batted in. Only missed 1 game last season. Played very good defense. In fact, he won a Gold Glove. And not only does he have power, he can run a little bit. 31 homers, 17 stolen bases last year. Here's the next pitch, and he fouls that one back behind the plate.
I was talking earlier about where the little guy, Everett Cabrera, was standing way back in that box. And if you look at Chase Headley, who has better plate coverage, he is way up ahead of where Cabrera was standing.
Only one left-handed batter in their lineup, and that's Yonder Alonso. And the pitch, that one is low, blocked nicely by Iannetta. No advancement by the base runner Cabrera over there at first. So it's 1-2 on Headley. Headley, without question, had a career year last year. And now we'll see if he can come close to duplicating what he did. And he had an amazing year for them last season.
Level up. He went from 42 RBIs before the All-Star break. He drove in 73 after the All-Star break.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he chops that one foul over on the left side. Now, you mentioned the RBI total. He went from 44 total RBIs in 2011 to 115 last year. So he almost tripled his RBI total.
Now, keep in mind, he wasn't doing it at Coors Field either. He was doing it in one of the toughest ballparks to hit in half of the time. And his career high in ERAs and RBIs was 64, and that was back in 09.
CJ battling against him with 2 strikes. The next pitch, it's popped on the right side, tight to the line. It's a fair ball, and that ball now is going to roll into foul territory. It'll be a base hit. They're going to have runners at the corners on a little bloop over first base. And the Padres have something brewing for Jesus Guzman.
And when you're hot, you're hot. It was a good pitch made by C.J. Wilson. You know, and this really takes me back to plate coverage once again. Pitch located outside. Good velocity by C.J. Wilson, but plate coverage allowed Headley to at least make contact with that pitch.
So Headley stays hot this spring, hitting over 400. And Guzman will be the next batter. He's driven in 9 runs for him. He's had 3 home runs this spring. Here's the pitch. He takes the first one for a called strike. Guzman is DHing today for the Padres. He's a right-handed batter. Next delivery, that's a fastball missed high. That one had a little extra pop on it. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Angels have been scoring a lot of runs here in the Cactus League and also giving up a lot of runs. The Angels' team ERA this spring is 7.20. Here's the 1-1. It's a bouncing ball hit near second. Diving stop. Kendrick flips the second. Relay to first. Double play to end the inning. Nicely done. Howie to Romine to Trumbo. And that one definitely saved a run and maybe saved a big inning. Nice job by Kendrick on the 4-6-3 double play. No runs in the inning. They had a hit, 1 error, and in the inning, 1 runner left on base. Half inning in the books. No score from Tempe on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. St. Patrick's Day here in Tempe.
There are some interesting looking characters all the way around here. Yeah. A lot of fun for people to celebrate today.
Padres are wearing the green caps today. And the first pitch, Mike Trout. He takes it from the veteran Freddie Garcia for a called strike. Trout, Callaspo, and Pujols, the top three in the Angel lineup today. Here's the next pitch. And that one, swing and a miss. And Mike Trout quickly in the hole, 0-2.
That's what you're going to get from this version of Freddie Garcia. Not the overpowering guy back in the teams with Luke Piniella and the Mariners. He will split his numbers between fastballs and sliders. Not afraid to do that. That split finger, that changeup.
The 0-2 on Trout. He was reaching and he lines one into left field, but it's right at the left fielder, and that's Jeremy Baltz, a young player. Went to St. John's, where he played his college baseball. Puts it away from the first out. Alberto Callaspo will be the next batter. When the Angels faced Garcia 10 days ago, he worked 3 innings, and in those 3 innings, he gave up 3 runs, including homers. Kendrick and Iannetta hit home runs against him in that ball game. The Angels won that game 12-3, and Garcia was the loser. C.J. Wilson got the win in that ball game a week and a half ago. Callaspo takes the first pitch for a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes. Alberto coming off a 3-hit game yesterday. Looks that one over for ball 2. 2-0.
He's now sitting at 300. Was telling me before the game how much more time he's putting in the cage with Albert Pujols in making sure he waits and explodes inside the ball.
There's one that's blown away, ball 3.
Big Albert, talks to little Albert. There's no question there's one listening intently.
Well, pretty good guy to get some advice from, no doubt. Pitch on its way. That's in there for a called strike. 3-1 to count on Callaspo. Pujols waiting on deck.
Callaspo was also telling me before the game that he goes, you know what, if I'm at second, Borges and Trout both know I'm going to be taking pitches for them. No problem.
3-1. He hits it hard on the ground, but foul over on the first base side.
So keep in mind there's times when maybe it's not going to be necessarily Trout in front of him, but leftover Borges on base, Terry. So it's good to know to keep that communication open and telling the guys if you get a pitch to run on early in the count, most likely I will take it for you.
So a full count on Alberto. Freddie Garcia ready, and here's the payoff delivery. And that one is a called third strike. Struck him out looking. Callaspo thought it was ball 4. He was ready to head to first base. He thought he had a walk, but he's out number 2.
That's a very good pitch by the veteran. A little late action on that one. Velocity, forget about it. It's all about location and command for this Freddie Garcia.
So here's Pujols, who so far this spring and limited at bat 16. He's hitting over 350. A couple of home runs this spring. Here's the pitch on Pujols, and that one misses. Albert is DHing again. Mike Scioscia was saying earlier today that sometime this week, Pujols will be getting some action in at first base. So we'll see how soon it is this week. The Angels are off tomorrow. The 1-0. And that's a good-looking breaking pitch. It had him way in front for strike 1.
Buddy Black not hiding this fact. He's going to see a lot of breaking balls. He waves at that one. Also, the defensive alignment right now. Big shift on Pujols to the left side.
Here's the 1-1 on Albert, and he waves at another one, and he's in the hole. It's now 1-2. Pujols hitting third. Hamilton would be up next, the cleanup batter. Power of the lineup brought to you by Loan Mart. Need cash fast? You have a car that's paid off or almost paid off. Get $2,500 to $50,000 today with a quick and easy car loan. Title loan. Call 1-800-LOAN-MART today. Here's the next pitch. Lifted in the air into center field. Maben is going back, circling under, waiting, squeezing it, and that'll end the inning. So Pujols retired on a routine fly ball to center, and the Angels have a quiet bottom of the first. No score after 1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. 20 or more can now experience Angel games in a whole new way. The new Trout Farm, presented by Smile Generation, is the official cheering section for Angels outfielder Mike Trout. Groups sitting in this section will receive an exclusive Trout Farm shirt with their purchase. For more information and to purchase tickets, just call 888-796-HALO. So the first batter up is Alonso, and first ball swinging. The left-handed batter fouls that one off of C.J. Wilson to count 0-1. Speaking of the Trout Farm, Hamilton is going to make their debut today.
That's right, be ready for Hamilton.
Yeah. And that is going to be the new Josh Hamilton right field area at the Big A. But today, because the fans can't sit behind the wall in right field here in Tempe, I think they're going to be down the left field side with their Hamilton display. And that could be when Josh steps up to lead off the bottom of the second. We'll keep an eye out for that. It's a pitch that's low.
Yeah, Josh had a chance to visit with them today saying, so what's this all about? And they pretty much said, we're going to make it very clear we're standing behind you every night in right field at the Big A.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of takeoff on Matsui Land and Torytown. The fans out there in that right field area at the Big A are going to call it Hamilton this year.
It goes back to even the Fish Bowl with Tim Salmon.
Yeah, this goes that far.
Vladi had the Vlad pad.
Yep. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball on the first base side. Nice stop by Trumbo. Gets up and races to the bag in front of Alonso. Unassisted putout. One gone to start off the second inning.
We've talked, Terry, at the opener of the TV show how important it is for outs to be outs today for C.J. Wilson. Good up pitch to contact. He's been keeping the ball down for the most part. There was an error by Cayaspo to open up the game, but when he's on his game, and he needs to get back into that, it's the ground balls, the good plays. We already saw the one now from Trumbo and the previous one to close that first inning by Howie Kendrick. He gave up 16 unearned runs last year. I mean, that's a lot of time out there.
Here's the first pitch on Jed Jerko, and he takes that one for a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes.
I know we can relate that to, guys not making plays behind him, but there's also errors being made in CJ not being able to shut the door after those errors.
Next pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. The one thing that Wilson certainly needs to work on this year is the base on balls. He issued 91 last season. That was the third highest total of any American League starting pitcher. Here's a lazy fly ball lifted into medium right center. Calling for is Mike Trout. He'll make the catch with Hamilton right beside him, and that's the second out.
And for CJ, a very strange year in a way. And as ugly as it got, especially in August, he had an ERA over at 7. But he was 9-5 at the All-Star break, ERA of 2.4. After the All-Star break, 4-5, 5.5 ERA. And he was better at pitching away from the Big A than pitching at home, surprisingly.
Here's the pitch, and that one is a called strike on the outside corner to the catcher, Nick Hundley. Hundley's had a very nice spring after a very disappointing year a year ago. He ended up getting sent down in the minors. Things were so tough for him with the Padres last year as he takes that pitch low.
He's a number 1 guy and found himself hitting under 160 in the big leagues and hit under 200 in the minor leagues. So that's a position that Buddy Black would like a little bit more offensive production from him. We're hoping to get it from Grandal.
There's one that's fouled off. Yeah, Yasmani Grandal really did a good job for them last year. He got called up last June, but he will be suspended when the season begins for testing positive for testosterone. And he'll have to sit out, speaking of Grandal, their first 50 games this season. So Hundley's going to be the number 1 catcher, at least for the first couple months. 1-2 pitch. That's high. A fastball misses. 2-2 on Nick Hundley. Cameron Maben is waiting on deck. CJ is ready on the 2-2. That breaking ball just missed a little low and in. So it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's one pitch that if CJ can get a couple of righties and set him up with a fastball in to swing over the top of that slider, it could be a very effective pitch for him this season.
Here's the payoff, and it's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. So we'll do it again, still 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Many more games being played now. You have a little bit more information on your pitchers. Defensive positioning becomes a key, and Andrew Romine does a very good job at this at shortstop. He is seeing the swings, watching location. He knows what CJ is trying to do inside, so you see Romine pulled over more towards his right over at shortstop position.
Here's the 3-2 on Hundley, and again swinging, fouling one off on the right side. That's way back and out of play.
See a lot of young players sometimes, Terry, not trust the instinct, and your manager, your bench coach, your infield instructor will tell you, hey, if he sees something, don't let us or wait for us to move you. Go ahead and follow your instincts.
3-2 pitch, lifted in the air and hit the straightaway center field. Going back on that one is Trout, has a beat and makes the catch out on the warning track. The inning is over. Ball's hit well by Hundley, but just a long out to end the inning. Couple of putouts for Mike Trout here in the second. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We're headed now to the bottom of the second with no score in Tempe on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Here we go to the second, bottom of the second, no score. And we just saw the Angel fans down that left field side, just beyond the Padres dugout, show off their signage for Hamilton as Josh Hamilton gets ready to bat for the first time today. Here's the pitch, and he chases it and fouls it off right into the Angels' first base dugout. It's 0-1.
Well, you know Josh is going to be hacking, so I'm glad he's still out there. So his compadres out there very happy to be representing for the first time, bringing it out here today.
Trumbo and Kendrick will follow, and the next delivery, that's up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. They do have a bit of a shift on with Hamilton batting. The third baseman has moved over, and the pitch isn't going to mind on one hop near second. Jerkler has it and throws out Hamilton. And that will be out number 1, 4-3 on the ground out. Looks like we have a new third baseman in the game. The Padres.
Looks like Jody Bombay is more third base.
So I'm not sure why the quick exit for Headley, but he is no longer in the ballgame. Batter now is Trumbo. Mark Trumbo getting set for his first at bat today. Right-handed swinger, and the first pitch. That one is in there for a called strike. Here's the next pitch, and that one is a little bit outside. 1-1 to count.
Angels waiting for this bat to start getting loud.
Trumbo hitting .250 this spring. He's hit the homer, and he takes that one inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Keep an eye on Trumbo even during batting practice and see how he's lining up those knuckles with his grip. It seems that at times he's choking the bat a little bit with the top hand.
Garcia's 2-1 on Trumbo. He chops that one on the third base side. Valdez, the new third baseman, fields it in foul ground.
Defensive change for the Padres. Now playing third
So the
base.
count even, it's 2-2.
That's what happens. You start choking and holding the bat too far back on your palm, and you don't have that flexibility or fluidity of just the whip action and the looseness of the wrists and the hands. And a lot of times you see guys kind of tweaking their grip a little bit when they're not getting enough lift. So maybe there's a case where he's thinking about getting lift and getting more backspin. And maybe trying a couple of different grips here for Mark Trumbo.
So here comes the 2-2 on Trumbo. He checked the swing on that one and went around, struck him out. He got fooled on that pitch. Second strikeout for Garcia, who set down the first 5 today. And the batter now will be Howie Kendrick. Freddie Garcia is trying to win a spot in the Padres rotation, probably the 5 spot. And he's in a little bit of a battle with Tyson Ross. Ross pitched very well yesterday in a win against Arizona. So those two seem to be fighting it out for the final starting rotation spot for San Diego.
See, I like Tyson Ross in that swing role we've seen him with the Oakland Athletics in the past. He can start for you, spot start. Almost like your Jerome Williams. Do some long relief in the National League. Freddie, much more comfortable, obviously, as a starter. But, his best days as a starter are behind him. But he did make 17 starts for the Yankees last year, 30 appearances overall. And he's got a lot of experience.
Here's the next pitch, and fooled on that one was Howie, just got a piece of it. So it's 1-2 on Kendrick, who's been on fire this spring. He's hit 3 home runs, one of them coming against Freddie Garcia. And Kendrick this spring for the Angels hitting right at .500.
No, he's not worried about leaving any base hits down here. He continues to hit every spring.
The 1-2, and that breaking ball just missed inside. Think about Freddie Garcia. Mentioned trying to win that 5th spot for them in their rotation. He's a guy that at this stage of his career, you kind of wonder how much more than 5 innings a start he can give you.
That's another point to consider because your bullpen's going to be taxed.
Right. The 2-2, and Howie fooled, swings and misses that off-speed pitch, struck him out, and the inning is over. So Garcia's looked sharp so far, retiring 6 in a row and striking out 3 of the 6. Angels have a quiet second. We get ready to move to the 3rd inning. There's no score. Victor Rojas will be joining Jose for more play-by-play action when we get back on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
All right, folks, the 20-game flex plan presented by Farmer John is a great way to see Angels baseball. Just select the 20 games you want to see and receive a ticket to Fan Appreciation Day for free. Buy your flex plan today by logging on to angels.com/mini-plans or by calling 888-796-HALO. Top of the third, scoreless, and C.J. Wilson delivers a fastball up and away to Cameron Maben. 8-9-1 for the Padres here in the third inning. Both starters have done a nice job. C.J. with the fly ball outs, and Freddie Garcia with the off-speed stuff, fooling a lot of Angels hitters as Maben hits this one well and out to left center field, but it's playable from Mike Trout, who moves to his right, makes the catch, and there's the first out to start the third.
As you mentioned, he has been keeping Mike Trout pretty busy out there. Another swing that pretty much tells me that his fastball, when it starts the outer third, as he is trying to do here, he's getting a lot of movement outside and also a little sink.
Yeah, that's the biggest,
lots of life.
That's the biggest key for him, is to get that sink on that pitch to right-handed batters after, on occasion, showing that cut fastball in off the plate. Obviously, C.J. a very good first half of the season, as that's a strike on Jeremy Baltz, left fielder. Then issues crept up in the second half of the season for him. Subsequent surgery in the offseason. This one foul back, fastball in on the hands is lifted foul and out of play.
Victor, you're a former pitcher. I mean,
I masqueraded.
We always said, we always say minor surgery. There's no such thing as minor surgery. So, what do you think he's going through right now when it comes down to letting the looseness, the extension, the confidence of not holding back?
I'd never had surgery on my arm or shoulder. As Baltz tried to hold up on the breaking pitch, he went around, and it's a strikeout. Second out here to third. So I can't speak to what it's like for it, but I think psychologically speaking, having had a couple of knee surgeries, it's believing, your mind tells you one thing and your body, tells you another. And I think that's the one thing. I would imagine with an elbow, granted, it's in quotation marks, just bone spurs, as opposed to a Tommy John or something to that effect. Right. The breaking pitch to Cabrera is in the dirt for ball one.
No matter what, there's that issue of when am I going to really feel 100%? Even though he's thrown his bullpens, he's gone through everything, he's not been held back. And CJ with that mentality is, I'm ready to go, I'm going to compete.
And that's good. I think a lot of times, as Everett Cabrera looks at the strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike here on the shortstop. A lot of times that's the hardest thing, is kind of get after it and trusting the rehab process and trusting the doctors and the plateaus that they've set for you. As Cabrera faked the bunt, pulled it back, it takes down low, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, just so everybody's informed, obviously, CJ ended up throwing over 200 innings last year for the Angels, and who would have thought that there was something wrong with his elbow? And it was not revealed until later on. Still went out there and gave the Angels 21 quality starts, so we spoke about earlier, but his ERA in August was near 8.
Fastball is high, had good life on it, but missed location. 3 balls and a strike now. And that's the biggest thing as far as the injury is concerned. And nobody had any indication, certainly none from the training staff or Mike Scioscia, the coaching staff, CJ himself, that he answered all of the questions after games when he struggled. And most notably to me was that Saturday game at home against the Tampa Bay Rays. He spotted a 7-0 lead, 8-0 lead as Cabrera laces this one out to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders. Trout trying to cut it off before it gets to the wall, does so, but it's going to go for extra bases. Everett Cabrera with a 2-out double stands in scoring position here with no score in the third. But going back to that game, that was the celebration of the 2002 team, right? Yep. And that Saturday, all the pomp and circumstance, great atmosphere, a 7-0 lead early on. And what was it, the 4th inning?
Against a Tampa Bay Ray team that the Angels, beaten 1 in 10 times last year?
It wasn't
1 in 9.
Was it more than... Was it 7-0 or 9-0? It was a big lead.
There was 2 times, one against Cleveland, and one against Tampa Bay, that he struggled with.
Yeah, but we never heard anything about it. And we're not ones to speculate on injuries. As Chris Denorfia steps to the plate, you can only go based on what an individual tells you and the information they give you. Denorfia looks at his strike, and it's 0-1. But water under the bridge, right?
Yeah, he's
move forward.
Pretty much is the best he's thrown the ball all spring. The velocity is there, and certainly that late movement you keep talking about that he needs.
Denorfia is 0 for 1 today. Hit a fly ball to left field in the first inning. Fastball tailing away.
Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 strikeout, no walks, 1 hit allowed for CJ. That was a base hit by Chase Headley in the first inning. Headley removed after 1 at bat. No follow-up word as to why he was taken out of the game. Everett Cabrera with a pretty good lead at second base. A couple of glances by Wilson. Here's the 1-1. And Denorfia flips one out toward right center field. That's a base hit. Cabrera will come in to score, and it's a 1-0 Padres lead as they string together a couple of hits with 2 outs.
Well, of course, Denorfia does it again. He smoked the ball first time out. Line drive to the left fielder, Vernon Wells. We were commenting earlier, Victor, how he's one of those guys that kind of forced his way into more games last year by pretty much playing a well-rounded ball game all the way around. It became very valuable for Buddy Black. Those double switches, guys leading off days, and hitting closer to 300 in part-time duty.
Yeah, he's a guy that when he came up early on in his career, Denorfia had very, very good speed. I mean, that was kind of his game. He's never been a power guy. Very good speed, and he's tried to carve his way into a starting lineup at the big league level. Jeudy Valdez swings the first pitch and fouls it up the third base line. It's 0-1. It's Valdez who took over for Headley. This is his first at-bat.
I think Jeudy Valdez was ready for anything middle in. What do you think?
Yeah, and early in the count, I'd like to pull the trigger. Valdez hitting .192 in the spring. He's 3 for 19. Has a home run and 6 runs batted in. Breaking pitches in the dirt. Breaking from second is Denorfia, the throw down for Ryan. That is not in time. Denorfia just did get the hand in ahead of the tag. So the wild pitch advances a man into scoring position.
Iannetta had called for the slider. He got shaken up by Wilson. Then he called a curveball. And this downward spin was enough that when it hit his body, went sideways. And an outstanding jump again by Denorfia. Good instincts out there.
So Denorfia stands at second with 2 outs. A 1-0 Padres lead. Top of the third. 1 ball, 1 strike on Valdez. A great crowd on hand once again on St. Patrick's Day as this one's laced over to third. Handcuffs Callaspo, but he makes the catch right at the belt and saves another run. But the Padres get on the board first. They get a run on a couple of hits. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 San Diego on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Padres up 1-0, bottom of the third. Angels sending up Wells, Iannetta, and Romine to face the Chief, Freddie Garcia. 3 strikeouts, no walks. He's retired all 6 batters he's faced so far. Vernon Wells has had a very nice spring, a .375 average, 3 home runs, and 8 runs batted in. And to start today in left field. First one on the way from Garcia. It's a fastball that misses a little bit high.
Chances are, during this at-bat, Vernon Wells will see a slider.
You think so? Something off speed, perhaps?
Sit on it.
Garcia has reinvented himself over the years. The off-speed pitch. That's a changeup that was up and in. Is yanked foul deep into the crowd in the left field corner. It's 1-1 strike.
Freddie Garcia started with Seattle, went to the White Sox, went to the Phillies, went to Detroit, back to the White Sox. And the Yankees' career number is pretty impressive overall. 152 wins, only 101 losses.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. And the key component of the Randy Johnson trade between the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. Carlos Guillen was in that trade.
Guillen became very productive with Seattle and Detroit especially.
Angel fans may not care for Carlos Guillen anymore as Vernon lifts this one in the air high into shallow left field. The shortstop Cabrera going out. Nobody could see it. It's going to fall in there. Vernon did not stop running, and he strolls into second with a bloop double. First base runner of the game for the Angels.
Well, that was 2 consecutive games we see guys hustling all the way. Yesterday was Cole Calhoun who made it all the way to third base. And a troublesome ball hit to the center fielder Coco Crisp against the Oakland A's. And from the very get-go, Balls didn't see it. No. Cabrera didn't know that Balls hadn't seen it. So the communication aspect may be lacking there on the left side.
Yeah, Cabrera had it. He was tracking it. He was going for it, but all of a sudden peeled off thinking that Balls was going to take care of it. Here in Arizona, as an infielder going back, you just got to keep going until you get called off. Iannetta looks at a fastball up and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes as Garcia works from the stretch for the first time.
You saw the first baseman Alonso point out to Jody Valdez, be aware, which means anything hit hard this way, get to the bag. So that happened early in the spring. It's not automatic.
Iannetta fouls one back to the right.
And one of the best at doing that is, Victor's Albert Pujols. Guys trying to push the ball the other way with man at second base, nobody out. And that ground ball to first becomes a sprint for you to try to make it to third base.
Right. It's all about knowing the circumstances, knowing the outs, the situations, not trying to force something. 1-1 pitch. Wells with a big lead at second base. A throw down to second from the catcher Huntley. Ricochets out into center field. And Wells never saw the baseball.
This is where you as a shortstop, you become the decoy. Outstanding job of Everett Cabrera. He made it look to Vernon Wells like, I have the ball, don't move. Well, the ball was way off track. That's a pretty good instinct there by the shortstop.
Well, as you can see, Cabrera just applying a tag with no baseball in his glove, not impeding the progress of Vernon. He just thought that the baseball was on him. Wells again with a big lead at second. 2-1 pitch. Iannetta looks that one down and away. 3 balls and a strike. 1-0 San Diego. Bottom of the third on a sun-drenched afternoon here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Jam-packed house. It's been over the last several games now. Great crowd yesterday at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. As Iannetta pops this one up. Right side, shallow right. Chris Northfield, the right fielder, comes in. And it's a second baseman instead. Jed Jerko making the catch. There's the first down, and Wells has to stay at second base. That'll bring up Andrew Romine. Freddie Garcia taking his time, walking back to the mound. So that means we will pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas along with Jose Mota. Glad you could join us for Angels baseball. 1-0 San Diego, bottom of the third. 1 out. Wells standing at second. Romine is the batter, of course, batting from the left side. Andrew hitting .250 this spring. A couple of doubles, a couple of runs batted in. A pickoff attempt at second, and Wells dives back in, gets the hand in there. San Diego picking up their run at the top of the third. And back-to-back 2-out hits. The double by Everett Cabrera and the single by Chris Northfield. Freddie Garcia sent at the belt. Little glance back to Wells. The pitch to Romine is a changeup. catches the outside corner. 0-1 count. Andrew, of course, in that battle for that bench spot, along with Brendan Harris, Luis Rodriguez, Luis Jimenez. Interesting to see how that plays out the next 2 weeks. Romine looks at a fastball that misses in. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 weeks from tomorrow, opening day in Cincinnati. A long spring training for these guys, and obviously due to the World Baseball Classic, but here in Arizona till a week from Wednesday, and then they head back to Southern California for the Freeway Series. As Romine takes a fastball upstairs, and it is 2 balls and a strike. 3 games against the Dodgers on the 28th, 29th, and the 30th. The 28th and the 30th at the Big A, the 29th at Dodger Stadium. Gooby and I will be right here on Fox Sports West doing the game on the 28th at the Big A and on the 30th from the Big A. Wells a short lead at second, the 2-1. Romine swings and misses on the off-speed pitch. And that's what you're going to get from Freddie Garcia nowadays. A lot of off-speed pitches. Changeups and sliders. Adds and subtracts to the fastball as well. Retiring the first 6 batters to start this game. Wells had a bloop double to lead off the inning. 2-2. Romine lays off that breaking pitch. Nice job by Hundley behind the plate, blocking that ball in the dirt. So it's a full count. Top of the order, Mike Trout standing on deck. C.J. Wilson has gone 3 innings for the Angels so far. 1 strikeout, no walks. And 3 hits allowed. Garcia is ready. Couple of glances back to Wells. The 3-2, and he lost Romine. Walk. Puts a couple of men on for Mike Trout. First base on balls issued by Freddie. So Trout with an opportunity to at least tie this thing up or put the Angels ahead. He's 0 for 1 today. Hit a fly ball to left field in the first inning. Get a chance in the 4th inning. Have Jose down on the field next to Mike Scioscia. Kind of a manager's view. There's a chance to talk to him a little bit and ask him different questions as Trout looks at a fastball down and away. Garcia looks like, just body language wise, that he had a strike there, but Tim Reynolds, the home plate umpire, not oblige it. That's 1 ball, no strikes. Infield, of course, looking for that double play ball. That means Cabrera and Jerko, the shortstop and second baseman, respectively, playing in a couple of steps. And the outfield straight around. Now Garcia wanting to make sure he's on the same page with Nick Hundley. Calls him out. They have a little meeting just in front of the mound. It's a warm day, but not nearly as warm as it has been the last couple of days here. And actually got a little breeze, too. It seems like the flag's blowing out towards center field. Here comes the 1-0. Trout looks at a breaking pitch and catches the inside corner. Padres wearing the green San Diego hats for St. Patrick's Day. And with their blue uniform tops and the gray pants. 1-1. This one's heading in the air toward right center field. Hit very well. Denorfia is going back. This one's a one-hopper off the fence. Wells will score. Romine will score. Trout all the way to third, and the Angels have a 2-1 lead. Second triple of the spring for Mike Trout. As the inside out at that pitch. Denorfia certainly did not have a chance to catch up to it. Trout now with 6 runs batted in this spring. Stands at third base. The Angels a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Bud Black brings his infield in. Alberto Callaspo at the plate. And Cayaspo flips one out towards shallow right center field. Drifting over to his right is Denorfia. He calls off Mabe, and it's going to be deep enough to score Trout, who jogs on home. Sac fly for Alberto Cayaspo, makes it 3-1 Angels. That's that situational baseball that Jim Epper and Mike Scioscia like to talk about. Matter of fact, I had a chance to, and I do so quite a bit before games, get a chance to sit behind the cage and just talk to Jim Epper about hitting and the approach to hitting. That's one of the things we were talking about. Is take your man at third base. As Pujols looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. But the man at third base, regardless of the outs, take the two-strike approach right from the get-go. With a no ball, no strike count. Why wait till you're in that situation with 2 strikes to take that approach? Jump ahead and try to get that run in as quickly as possible. Pujols tops this one. A little dribbler toward third. Valdez comes in on the grass, makes it, fires it across, and that will end the inning. But the Angels strike for 3 runs here in the third. We've played 3 here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. 3-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Top of the 4th from a gorgeous Tempe Diablo Stadium. Perfect weather for baseball. The Halos up by the score of 3-1. Victor Rojas along with Jose Mota. Now Mike Scioscia, as Jose is sitting next to Mike Scioscia down in the field. But before we go down to him, it'll be Guzman, Alonso, and Jerko to face C.J. Wilson, who has 1 strikeout and no walks. And we did get some news, by the way, as Guzman takes a pitch upstairs. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Chase Headley for the Padres left the game with a jammed left thumb. That's why Valdez, is standing over at third base. Jose, you've got a nice little bird's eye view sitting next to the skipper down just to the right of home plate.
Yes, Victor. And Mike, let's talk about C.J., what you've seen so far and how the ball's coming out of his hand.
It's coming out hot, Jose. I think the one issue he had last inning is getting his off-speed pitches up, his breaking ball, and a couple change-ups, and these guys didn't miss it. Right now he's getting underneath the ball a little bit. He's trying to make an adjustment. First couple innings, C.J. was just lighting it up with good command and really crisp stuff. And, Howie made that great double play to get him out of trouble in the first. But he looks good. He's got to make an adjustment, get in the zone earlier and get it down earlier.
Just like that. What adjustments do you see him making and sometimes taking something off that fastball and sacrificing a little velocity at times?
Well, no doubt he's become a pitcher as his career's evolved. He changes speeds not only with his off-speed pitch but off of his fastball. There, he got that ball down. Guy had to dig it out. Not an easy play over here. See if Josh can get there. Stayed with it. I think that as he's matured, he's learned how to change speeds with his fastball, get into good zones, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, and has a little cutter. Really relies on being aggressive, getting after hitters, and letting his natural movement work in his favor.
So we saw Hamilton make the first out there, Victor. And Mike, we saw that ball coming back to Josh Hamilton. Tell me about the work that's been put in by you guys, your staff, and especially Dino Ebel, in adjusting to right field for Josh Hamilton.
He's played it before, but he's made a quick study of it. He works very hard in batting practice. Works hard in drills to get a feel for it. And this ballpark here is not an easy ballpark to play outfielders in Arizona. And if you want to see anything, watch that flag up there on the peak. And it's going to tell you exactly which way that ball is going to drift. And our outfielders are in tune with that.
This one hit well out toward left center field by Yonder Alonso. Vernon Wells near the track makes the running catch to his left. There's out number 2.
Mike, so I'm guessing you do tell your outfielders to look at the peak up there, because that ball certainly played into what you were talking about.
No doubt. This flag here in the stadium is sometimes gives you a false read, but if you look up on that hill, it's going to tell you which way that ball is going to go. And this is what, one of the things that we're very excited about, the range in our outfield. You saw Josh get into the line there, Vernon go into the gap a couple times. At any one point, we're going to have 3 center fielders out there on defense, and it's going to be really a plus for our pitchers.
Jed Jerko on the first pitch he sees from C.J. Wilson bounces one back up the middle. So back-to-back innings in which C.J. Wilson retired the first 2 batters. The next guy reached on a hit.
Like, pitcher-catcher communication is huge in your eyes, but how about manager-catcher communication? Can you take us through some of the things you'll be doing here?
Well, we're just trying to control the running game. And I think one of the things that we've paid a lot of attention this spring is really controlling jumps of other runners and of the runners trying to steal. We feel our catchers can throw at a consistent level to contain a running game. So it all starts right here if we're going to control the tempo of the pitcher's release to the plate. Also, when you think a play might be on, maybe picking the first base, pitch out, and any kind of things we can do to get a read on what the other team's trying to do.
Nick Hundley, the catcher, is 0 for 1. Fly ball to center field. The 1-0 pitch hit out towards center field. Hit pretty well. Mike Trout giving chase. Curls around to his right. Makes the catch. And the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. More with Mike Scioscia and Jose Mota down from the field when we return. The Angels leading at 3-1 on the Angels Baseball Network at Fox Sports West. Are up by the score of 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Freddie Garcia back out for his 4th inning of action. Hamilton, Trumbo, and Kendrick to face Freddie Garcia. Second time around for each of those guys. Garcia retired the first 6 batters that he faced. Jose Mota down the field with Mike Scioscia.
He's still here, yes, Mike.
I was just making sure.
Mike, you know about approaches on players that you know, players that you have managed against, but what do you see approach-wise from Josh Hamilton, what you've seen so far?
Well, you know, he takes a really good batting practice. I think he understands what he wants to do in the box. his approach, he really has incredible power to left center, and that oppo power is something that's special for a player. And he's his hands are quick enough that he can catch up to stuff middle in and drive it. So I think I just like everyone, Jim Eppert and all of us see the way he takes batting practice. We love it. He wears out left center field in batting practice. And from the other side, we're seeing him all the years he was with Texas. You can see when he's on, he's really hitting the ball hard the other way.
Hamilton ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes, and Garcia gives him a changeup that he swings through. It is 2-1. Josh is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base. A terrific play by Jerko leading off the second inning. Garcia with 3 strikeouts and no walks. 2 hits allowed as Hamilton waves at the off-speed pitch again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hamilton with a day off yesterday. They picked a good day to have off, too. A 13-13 tie against the Oakland A's at Phoenix Muni. 2-2 on the way. This is reached for him. Lifted out toward right field, giving chase as DeNorfia moving to his right and back as he makes the catch, stepping onto the warning track, and there's out number 1.
Victor, Mike Scioscia can only shake his head saying, how did he just do that? I mean, Mike, this is the type of power you're talking about, I guess.
He's a strong man with a good swing, and his bat speed is incredible. Right there, he's obviously out in front, and really got good wood on and carried the ball deep. Hey, Vern. How you doing, man?
Werner is the official broadcast coach, Victor, in case you didn't know.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Now we're all informed. Mark Trumbo steps in with 1 out. Mark looks at a strike.
Hey, Mike, as we talk about power and big guys, guys have taken a liking to some of the challenges you've been presenting to them in fun and batting practice. Tell us about the ding ball in center field.
Our last round for usually it's Josh Hamilton's group and Mike Trout is if they can ding one off the middle batter's eye in their last round, then I'll buy lunch for them. So those guys do it. They do it almost every day. Today they didn't do it. They went over the batter's eye, so they're a little too much club. But they do a great job with that.
With Trumbo not having a home run, not getting a lot of lift right now, is that a concern for you?
No, I think we're only 30 bats into spring training. Mark's hit some balls hard. He just hasn't driven it the way he can, and he will. He'll be fun.
Victor, you like that ding ball thing?
Absolutely. I like the fact when it gets started how Scioscia, whoever hits it or by dinner, as Trumbo rips one over to Valdez at third base on a line and makes the catch for the second out. I like how Scioscia says, all right, I'll buy lunch for whoever does it, and then roots for the BP pitcher to basically strike everybody out.
So does he really want to pay that money?
I don't think he does. I think deep down he's looking for failure in that round. That's why it's the last round, Jose. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 Angels. Howie Kendrick, a strikeout victim his first time up. Looks at a breaking pitch, missing low.
What things do you try to implement mostly here on your offensive now that you got so many games under your belt, Mike?
Yeah, I think we're ready to open up the running game. A lot of these guys are going to be working on their jumps, trying to steal bases. Situational guys, if there's a hit and run involved, we'll do some things there. And just, we've been running the bases great all spring. Been aggressive. It's one of the things that we've been consistent with. So, guys like Howie, guys like Josh, guys that have a stolen base in their game during the season, you want to start to work into that if you already haven't started, as we're getting, into the last, couple weeks.
Is there a time where you might implement it just to make sure everybody's tuned up to it, even if the situation, I'm not going to say doesn't call for it, but just to see it work out?
Oh, they know. We've talked about it. These guys know in our morning meetings what we're trying to accomplish, and we'll open some things up.
2-1 pitch, and Howie rips one out to the opposite way. DeNorfia is not going to get this one. A one-hopper off the fence. Kendrick on his way to second with a 2-out double, his third double of the spring. Remember, he came in batting .500, 18 for 36. He's now 19 for 38.
Mikey, I've seen this over and over again. Howie Kendrick scoring the ball and going the other way. How does it keep that consistency throughout the season?
Well, I think Howie, a couple years ago, he opened some things up and was driving the ball a little better. I think last year he got caught in between a little bit. And I think he was trying to maybe push the ball to right field a little too much as far as being the good hitter he is from line to line. And his power's there. I think that he's evolving as a hitter as he continues to move along in his career. And, I think he's going to get that ball's killed.
Vernon Wells.
That's big pitch right there. He got him out the first time. And Vernon was sitting on it. He got it up and he killed it. That's a great swing. It's great to see.
And Vernon just missed one in his first at-bat. Similar type pitch. That's the one he fouled off into the seats in the left field corner. Foul. But he didn't miss this one. Vernon with his 4th home run of the spring. A multi-hit game for him now. A double and a 2-run home run. No doubter. That's not an Arizona home run either. 2 outs, bases clear for Chris Iannetta. Cut fastball down and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And Mike, as you manage your roster and your lineup, how do you see Vernon Wells fitting in?
Well, I think Vernon is we've been very candid about where he fits in, what he can do. I think that Vernon is the first one to tell you he hasn't had the production the last couple of years that he feels he can do or we anticipated. When a player plays better, obviously you can earn more playing time. We've got some really good guys that are swinging the bats well right now, and Vern is one of them. I mean, he's having a terrific spring. Peter Bourge's having an incredible spring. Mike Trout, and Josh Hamilton, and you look at Albert's bat or Mark's bat. We have some versatility. We're definitely going to, when these guys are swinging the bat well, match them up and get them in there. And if a player is playing at a high level, there's no doubt you can earn more playing time. And Vernon knows he has to start to be productive to get in that lineup more.
Iannetta in the hole at 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here, the 4th. The Angels with a 5-1 lead. And Wells a 2-run home run here in the 4th. Breaking pitch missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Iannetta with Romine on deck. Jose asked Mike what the plan is for C.J. Wilson this afternoon as far as pitches and innings. Would he extend him if he's feeling pretty good and working quickly?
Let me try not to cut you off here. Mike, quickly, what's the plan here for C.J. Wilson? How far out do you want to stretch him out?
At least get him in through 5 innings, hopefully, and at least 75, 80 pitches. If he can get up a 6th time, great. But, I think just to get him to 5 and 75 right now, we'll be on pace for where he needs to be.
CJ right now through 4 innings with 1 strikeout and 4 hits allowed. 3-2, and Iannetta grounds one to Valdez at 3rd base. The throw goes across the diamond. It pulls Alonso off the bag, but the tag is applied and the inning comes to an end.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Jose, thank you.
The Angels tack on 2 more on Vernon Wells' 4th home run of the spring. We played 4 from Tempe Diablo Stadium. 5-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. is up 5-1 here on the top of the 5th inning. Victor Rojas along with Jose Mota. And our thanks to Scioscia for kind enough for us to allowing Jose to invade his space where the manager and the coaches sit just outside the dugout. Padres here in the 5th inning will send up Maben, Baltz, and then Cabrera. That's 8-9-1 against C.J. Wilson, as we pointed out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 strikeout and no walks for C.J. Last 2 innings, he's gotten the first 2 batters rather easily, but then he's given up a hit. It led to a run in the 3rd inning, but he settled down in the 4th and got Hundley, hit the fly ball to deep center. Maben takes a strike on the breaking pitch. Center fielder's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to center. This one's ripped down the left field line. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Maben with good speed will get to second base with a leadoff double. Second double from Maben of the spring. Jeremy Baltz, the left fielder, will step up.
Jeremy Baltz.
Baltz, the lone strikeout victim for C.J. Wilson. That came in the 3rd inning. Angels have an off day tomorrow. There'll be some work being done on the field, whether it's this field or the backfield. Joe Bland scheduled a pitch, kind of keep him in line as far as the space between starts. The first one to Baltz is hitting the air to left. Vernon Wells moving back into his left, shy of the warning track, reaches up, makes the catch deep enough for Maben to tag and advance to 3rd if there's 1 out. Back to the top of the order now. Everett Cabrera, the shortstop, coming up. Cabrera, 1 for 2, reached on an error by Cayaspo leading off the game. And doubled and scored in the 3rd inning. Angels, even with a 4-run lead here in the 5th inning, bring their infield in. That's the time of year where you get your work in and kind of work on these type of situations.
Absolutely, Victor. That's some of the things that Mike Scioscia was sharing with us. Even the offensive side would. At some point, you have to work on it, even if the game doesn't necessarily, or the score call for it.
Because you don't know if it, with the guys that you have in, it's going to develop. That one's fouled off the foot of Cabrera and trickles up the 3rd base line foul. 0-1 count.
Not a lot of guys out of Nicaragua, but he's one of the good ones. Everett Cabrera leading the National League with 44 stolen bases last year. He told me back in Panama during the qualifier that for WBC, he didn't hit all that much average-wise. On base, not all that great, but he was able to steal that many bases. So looking forward to getting on base a little bit more, obviously, and hitting for a high average and steal more bases.
0-1 pitches upstairs. 1-1.
The best ever to come out of Nicaragua, El Presidente. El Perfecto. Dennis Martinez.
It's pretty good.
And by the way, won more games than Juan Marichal. And Dennis himself now part of the big league staff with the Houston Astros. He's a bullpen coach, so we got a chance to see him. Victor, and if you need a straight answer about anything, just go to him.
Yeah. Who wins the battle of the best nickname ever? El Presidente or the Dominican Dandy? I know who you're partial to.
You know what? There's only one Presidente, though, man. There could be a few dandies, but El Presidente, El Perfecto wins.
Here's the 1-2.
I'm not that biased. Come on.
2 balls and 2 strikes. I just figured. Why not?
I'll catch some heat. It's okay.
A perfect game as a member of the Montreal Expos at Dodger Stadium.
What Buddy Black used to call Ramon Ortiz Dominican Dandy, so go figure.
I don't think that stuck. 2-2, bounce foul. It was a nice effort on the part of Buddy.
Yeah, it was more like finding that connection, maybe a confidence builder.
Yeah.
Hey, Ramon, Dominican Dandy, man, bring it today. Yes, Ramon, the same Ramon that at one point was called Little Pedro. Ramon, very candid, say, I know Pedro. My name is Ramon. Pedro, Pedro. Ramon is Ramon.
Ever the wordsmith, Ramon.
What a staff. To the Ramon and Washburn and Sean Wise. John Lackey came up. And Buddy Black finding the way to manage all of that.
2 balls, 2 strikes, still on Cabrera. 1 out and a man at third. 5-1 Angels. That pitch just missed up and in.
That's a good pitch. Maybe he didn't get this pitch because he hasn't been throwing it a lot at that height. We've seen it lower. It's certainly a very good pitch by CJ.
That's a tough pitch with 2 strikes to lay off of as a hitter. So Wilson comes set. Now the 3-2. Foul back. Hamilton playing shallow and right. Trout shallow and center and a couple of steps toward the alley and right center field. CJ at 70 pitches so far.
Getting him through 5, as Mike mentioned, is very important. We saw what happened yesterday, and Jared Weaver not getting through those 75 pitches, and how upset Mike Scioscia was about that.
3-2 again, and he lost him. He walked him. First walk issued by Wilson. The Padres have runners at first and third with an out here in the 5th. Mr. Norfia coming up. Yeah, the thing with CJ too, as you talk about pitch count, is so many foul balls. Movement on his pitches. Obviously, the pitch count tends to go up a little quicker.
That was a case of somebody I just mentioned, Jared Washburn. 5 1/3, 102 pitches, just like that. A lot of late life, a lot of foul balls.
DeNorfia is 1 for 2, hit a fly ball to left in the first inning, singled home run in the third. Maben, who led off the inning with a double, stands at third base. As DeNorfia gets jammed and fouls one off to the right. 1-1. Pretty good speed on the bases for the Padres with Maben at third and with Cabrera over at first base.
Well, the ball's going to get a little bit quicker to you in the infield. You don't want it cheating that much because it is playing fast, but you know that in order to have a chance at turn 2 with DeNorfia running, you got to get to it quickly and give it to your middleman quickly.
0-1. Chopper foul up the third base line and on the hands. 0-2 now. Got big plans in your off day tomorrow?
The best off days are the ones where you don't plan anything.
Oh, look at you.
That's it. Let's see what happens.
That's deep, man.
You?
That's deep.
Keep it simple, Vic.
Me? I don't know. I'll be somewhere at home, maybe. I don't know. I'll be chilling.
That's all you want.
That's it.
That's all I want.
0-2. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crazy. 2 weeks from tomorrow is opening day.
About what, 35 degrees?
I don't know. We'll see.
The river right behind us in right field. Montgomery in, barbecue, ribs. It's all in.
DeNorfia swings and misses. It's a delayed steal. Throw down to second base, and they got him. Strike him out, throw him out, double play to get out of the 5th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network at Fox Sports West. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be 9-1-2 for the Halos. Romine, Trout, and Cayaspo to face Freddie Garcia. A lot of fans in attendance on this St. Patrick's Day. Glad you've joined us on AM 830 as well as Fox Sports West. Romine trying to bunt his way on, bunts it right back to the mound. Garcia has a very easy out. 1 pitch and 1 out. And that'll bring up Trout. Padres do have a new right fielder, former Angel product, Alexi Amarista, is taking over in right field for Chris Denorfia.
About a year ago, it was all about Amarista here in camp.
Yeah.
He was sensational.
Trout will step up, 1 for 2. Tripled and scored in the 3rd inning. I was listening to Jerry Dipoto talk last night as Trout takes that pitch down low. I was on the bench. And he was being asked about how long it takes, the process for a trade to occur. And he brought up the Ernesto Frieri trade. As Mike takes that pitch upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. He says, we placed our initial call to the Padres on Ernesto Frieri in March. And that trade didn't get done until first week of May.
That's a good point.
And that's sometimes what it takes. Now there are times where you've got matches. As that pitch catches the inside corner, it's 2-1. And you get instantaneously, all right, that's the guy I want. You got mine, but let's just do it.
Frieri happy to come to the Angels because he was pitching the 6th or 7th inning in San Diego.
Swinging and missing the breaking pitch, 2-2.
And Amarista happy to get a chance. I mean, he did everything last spring, Alexi Amarista, to be on the team. He eventually made the team, but got sent down in that first week. Boy, he hung in there against lefties, got big base hits, big RBIs. And it was time to find an asset and get rid of one very valuable asset.
2-2, swing and a miss. Trout goes down swinging. 4th strikeout for Freddie Garcia. 2 outs here in the 5th. Cayaspo steps up with 2 outs. The base is clear. He struck out looking at the 1st inning, had a sac fly in the 3rd. Padres struck first with a run at the top of the 3rd inning. As Alberto looks at a strike on the outside corner. Angels answered in the bottom of the 3rd. Leadoff double by Wells, brought home by Trout and his triple, and then sac fly brought home Trout by Cayaspo.
You see CJ get through 5, and I think he was exactly at 75 pitches.
Think he'll go out, start the 6th maybe, or shut him down?
I'm guessing he will shut him down. Take it on in, kid.
The old 5 and dive.
At least here it's great.
I know. Cayaspo pulls one toward right field. Amarista giving chase. Not going to get there. It's over his head. One hops the fence, and Alberto is on his way to 2nd with a 2-out double.
Well, at the top of the show, we're talking about Cayaspo and the time he has been spending with Albert Pujols on the batting tee lately in setting up the tee close to his body. And Albert's been forcing him to make sure that knob goes first and then the barrel to keep it longer in the zone. You can see it working there perfectly. And he has been on fire with the bat here the last 4 games.
Stands in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 5th, and Pujols up. Albert 0 for 2. Ground ball to center and a ground ball to 3rd. Garcia's first one. It's a slow breaking pitch on the corner. Albert quickly snaps that head back around to Jim Reynolds.
That's a perfectly located 0-0 pitch right there. Not much you can do about that one.
And took just enough off, too. Just a get it over breaking pitch. With 2 outs, Cayaspo was able to take a very big lead at 2nd base. Here's the 0-1. And Pujols rips one in right field. There's a base hit. Cayaspo will come in to score easily. 6-1. Angels on the RBI single by Albert Pujols.
I was always on my way waiting for Mike Scioscia, and going down in the field and talking to Scioscia, Albert said, well, I said, I've been a little jumpy. I need to stay back a little bit more. And then he goes, I got caught in between second at bat. So I said, tell us a plan so we can talk about it on the broadcast. He goes, next at bat, I need to sit on my back leg a little bit more. That's all it took. Little reminder, back leg sitting, and it worked.
It's almost as if you have to take that approach even to a different level with a guy like Garcia, a guy that's going to throw you a lot of off-speed stuff and try to keep you off balance, to kind of force yourself to keep, if not your weight, at least your hands back.
So thanks, Albert, for sharing that with us and coming through, sitting back and using that part of the field.
A 1 count on Josh Hamilton, who's 0 for 2 with a ground ball to second. The fly ball to right field his last time up. That pitch is down and in. Nice play on the backhand by Nick Hundley. That pitch down and in to the left-hand hitting Hamilton. Keeps Albert at first base. Garcia's ready. The kick in the 1-1. Hamilton skies one to right. And they'll stay in the ballpark. Alexi Amarista waiting for the rainmaker to come down, and it does so right into his glove for the third out. The Angels tack on a run. We've played 5. Terry Smith will have the call. The Angels have a 6-1 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports.
We are back here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. 6-1. Angels are leading the San Diego Padres, and C.J. Wilson will be stretched out a little bit more here today. He's back on the mound. Judy Valdez is the batter, and back with a play-by-play. Here's Terry Smith.
All right, thanks, Jose. The Angels up by 5 as we get ready for inning number 6 here in Tempe. Things going quite well for the Halos today. And the pitch, that one is a little low and away for a ball. The count, 1 ball, no strikes on Valdez. He came in to replace Chase Headley, who left the game because of a jammed left thumb. And Valdez batting for the second time in the ball game, 0 for 1. Swings at the next pitch and lifts it in the air into right center field. Should be a routine play for Josh Hamilton. He's there. He'll squeeze it. That's the first out. Jesus Guzman will be the next batter.
Number 15, Jesus Guzman.
Now we see Angels manager Mike Scioscia heading out to the mound, so apparently that's going to do it for C.J. Wilson. He'll be lifted after 5 1/3 innings of work today here in Tempe. Good outing for Wilson. He gives up just 1 run in those 5 1/3 innings. Breaking the action, a pitching change coming up. Angels are up 6-1 here in the 6th inning on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Angels is left-hander Mitch Stetter, who the Angels signed during the offseason. Former Major League pitcher with the Milwaukee Brewers. And he's been sidelined this spring because of some back issues. He had a problem with a bulging disc. First delivery for him this spring. Misses a little bit outside on Guzman. To count 1 ball, no strikes. Stetter pitched in Double-A and Triple-A last year. And his next pitch, he slings that one low and away. It's now 2 balls, no strikes on Guzman.
He's got a big frame, and when Stetter lands, you can see he almost lands outside of that circle. Way on the first base side.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is bounced right to third. Cayaspo has it, has plenty of time, and throws out Guzman. 5-3 on the ground out. That's the second out here in the 6th inning, and Yonder Alonso will be the next batter.
It's good to Stetter get his feet wet right now, and hopefully he'll be a guy that will have Mike Scioscia thinking a lot, but with his experience, the way he throws across his body, no wonder lefties have a career 194 average against him.
Stetter is now 32 years old. He lives in Phoenix, and the pitch, that one misses low. He was at Huntsville and Nashville last season and had pitched with the Milwaukee Brewers going back to 2007, with the Brewers 2007, 8, 9, 10, and also in the 2011 season. The pitch that misses, 2 balls, no strikes. 71 appearances for Milwaukee in 2009. He'll throw a fastball and a slider, and he'll throw that slider a lot. And there's one right there. It's a little bit low and away. It's now 3 balls, no strikes on Alonso. Career ERA in the minors of 4.13, in the majors 4.08. Here's the 3-0, right in there for a called strike. He's been in 132 major league games, Mitch Stetter, and he's a big guy, 6'5", 215-pounder. Here's the 3-1, and a little bit high. It misses ball 4. That pitch didn't miss by much.
Terry, how was your time off? What'd you do in those 3 innings?
I conversed with some of the Angel beat writers, Jose.
Very good. How are the boys doing?
They were planning on their targets for some interviews after the game, or even during the game. Of course, the starting pitcher, C.J. Wilson, will be interviewed shortly after he gets all prepared in the clubhouse. The next pitch, that one is hit well into left field. It's out by the wall, and it smacks off the wall in left center. Going into third base and being waved around is Alonso. The throw is going to be late. He'll score. And at second base with a 2-out ringing RBI double is Jerko, his second hit of the day. And the Padres get a little bit closer. It's now a 6-2 Angels lead.
Well, that ball was absolutely torched. And he did not need that wind to be carried. Good job by Mike Trout after solid contact by Jerko again. Trout hit that ball well off that wall and using the angle to make sure he's in good position so Jerko doesn't end up at third base.
The run against Stetter. The numbers on C.J. Wilson. He went 5 1/3. He gave up 5 hits. A run earned, walked 1, struck out 2, threw a wild pitch. Stetter ready, and his next pitch. It's a little bit inside. It misses. Mitch Stetter was a 16th round pick of Milwaukee back in 2003. The lefty ready on the next pitch, and that one misses inside on Nick Hundley. 2-0 the count on the Padres catcher.
We're going to have some of these beat writers be part of the broadcast again. Special segment.
They're going to be part of the Reporters Roundtable. That's right, on Saturdays. They were asking me about that while I was away, Jose, so we're going to put that all together for our pregame show this spring and summer as well, and fall. There's another shot that's hit down the left side. That one drops fair, and it bounces out to the 340 sign, and Vernon Wells fires it back to the infield, but not before the runner at second, Jerko, scores another 2-out RBI double, this time from Hundley. And the Angels lead at 6-3, and that's going to get Mike Butcher out to the mound. I have a word with Stetter, who's pitching for the first time this spring after the back issues.
Stetter just getting a feel for the mound right now. The rubber, delivery, the background, everything. And after that walk to Alonso, a couple of high costly pitches to him. And with the back issues, as Sean Burnett has had for the Angels, and Burnett looked really good yesterday, but you just never know how long it's going to take for you to get that flexibility and to have that definite finish on your pitches and on your delivery here. So we've seen the ball stay up in the zone for Stetter here so far.
Padres have now out-hit the Angels 7-6, but the Angels have doubled them up as far as runs 6-3. And here's Maben, who has a double in this ballgame. He's 1 for 2. Cameron Maben last year for the Padres had a pretty tough year. He hit 243. He was their leadoff man for a time at the beginning of last season and was taken out of that role. There's the pitch that's in there for a called strike.
It's a pretty good breaking ball. Not much you can do about that one. And a 0-0 count. Back door, almost like a 2-strike pitch there.
Stetter trying to get the final out here in the 6th. The Angels have a 6-3 lead. The next delivery, and that one misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breeze blowing out a bit in this ball game today. 1 home run, that was by Vernon Wells. And Vernon's having a very good spring. He's now hit a total of 4 home runs this spring.
Scioscia was down on the field earlier. He was sitting on that pitch, got it. He has missed the same pitch, missed that first pitch in the first inning.
Here's Maben lining one down the left side, just foul. And that would have been another run had that ball dropped fair, but it bounces foul down around the Padres open air bullpen. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Stetter is not a guy who's going to overwhelm you with velocity. In fact, he will rarely reach 90 miles per hour with his fastball. He throws a lot of sliders. 2-2 is the count. The lefty set and the next pitch. That one is pop back foul, not too far away from the sound of play. And the count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one not too far away from our old friend Jerry Coleman, who is in his 41st year as a Padres announcer. He is 88 years old and going strong.
Beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yep.
Loves the game and also somebody who served our country.
Yep, sure did. The 2-2, that's low and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Can you imagine still doing this job at age 88, Jose?
Well, if the board has us feeling good, why not? We love the game.
Yep.
Maybe not doing 162 or 192, but something.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed watching him do his job.
He and Vince Kelly, are you kidding me? It's great.
One that's cut on and missed. Maben is down, and that's the final out as Stetter gets a strikeout to wrap up the 6th inning. But a couple of runs for the Padres. 2 runs. They had 2 hits, 1 walk, no errors, and they leave a runner at second. The bottom of the 6th is coming up. It's 6-3 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mark Trumbo will be the first batter up for the Angels. Trumbo today has gone 0 for 2. He has struck out, and he has also lined out.
The pitcher for the Padres, Bratch, is now on the mound.
And there's one that is fouled off on the right side. Yeah, it's Brad Brock who's pitching for them.
Brock, correct. You have that pronunciation corrected. Thank you.
0-1 is the count. Howie Kendrick waiting on deck. Next pitch from Brock, and that one is on the outside part of the plate. That is a called strike. Trumbo kind of questioning the home plate umpire Jim Reynolds after that call. So Freddie Garcia's day is done. He was their starter. He went 5. We'll give you his numbers in just a moment. Here's the next one from Brock, and that's tipped foul right back behind the plate. Still a couple of strikes on Trumbo. And let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Here's the 0-2. Trumbo takes inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brad Brock last season led all National League rookie pitchers, working in 67 games for San Diego. Had a 2-4 record, 3.78 ERA. Long-time closer in the minors. And the pitch, that's low and outside. And a good stop by the catcher Hundley on that one, even though no one on base. 2-2 the count. Brock, a former 42nd round pick of the Padres back in 2008. Pitched his college baseball at Monmouth University. Fastball, slider, and he'll throw a split finger pitch as his off-speed pitch in the next delivery. And there's a big cut at a hard one, and down on strikes goes Trumbo. That's out number 1.
That's one thing that Brock did show last year. And all those appearances were well earned. The more he pitched, the more confidence he got, and the more he understood about setting up hitters, especially powerful hitters, just like this one on Mark Trumbo. Being able to elevate, but knowing that you don't necessarily have to live up there to get outs.
So the batter now is Howie, and he takes a pitch for a called strike. Freddie Garcia, their starter, worked 5. Along the way, he gave up 6 hits and 6 runs. He walked 1, gave up a home run, and he ended up striking out 4. And the next pitch on Howie, that evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned last half inning, our old friend Jerry Coleman, a few doors down. Padres radio voice in his 41st year. And I mentioned he's now 88 years old. God bless him. And the pitch, that one is outside. His playing career was interrupted twice when he was called upon to serve the United States as a Marine pilot in both World War II and the Korean War.
Absolutely admirable.
Here's the next delivery. Lifted in the air and hit well into center field. Chasing after it is Maben. He is out near the warning track, and the ball's over his head. It smacks off the wall. Howie's going to dig for 3, and he will get there easily with another extra base hit. A triple to go along with the double he had a couple of innings ago. And the Angels have a runner at third with 1 out for Vernon Wells.
Kendrick now 2 triples, 3 doubles, 3 home runs here in spring training. And they all pretty much look the same to that part of the field. And the ball continues to carry. Howie Kendrick certainly has gotten a lot stronger with shorter swing. And yes, we did see the 18 home runs a couple of years back. And like Scioscia explained to us earlier, the fact that Howie maybe got a little lost trying to copy those numbers, but his strength is exactly on what you saw there.
J.B. Shuck will pinch run for Howie. They bring the infield in, and the first pitch on Vernon Wells. That one is in there for strike. It's 0-1. So Shuck is the pinch runner. Wonder if get to it after the pitch. That one is fouled off on the right side. If J.B. Shuck, that pinch runner, found out that Ohio State won the Big Ten basketball tournament within the past hour. They beat Wisconsin. And Scioscia, a former Buckeye player who grew up in central Ohio. I'm sure he's feeling pretty good about the Buckeyes' success today.
Well, I hope he doesn't know, which means he was paying attention to this game, Terry. Sorry, buddy.
All right. There's one that's low and outside.
Hey, but maybe like a Smitty or something went out there and whispered something.
Never know. Maybe when he gets back to the clubhouse, somebody will say, hey, I heard those guys on the broadcast mention your Buckeyes won the Big Ten basketball tournament.
Terry, congratulations to you, too.
There you go. Beat the pesky Wisconsin Badgers today in the final. The 2-1 delivery. That's a little bit low. Good block by the catcher, Hundley. And it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Just to wrap up, we were talking about Jerry Coleman. Not only did he play in the big leagues, and he played in 723 games in the majors, he played on 6 World Series clubs. He was an all-star. He was a World Series MVP. And he also was a major league manager. Managed the Padres as well. What a career. Here's the next pitch, and Vernon hits one high in the air into center field. It's going to easily be deep enough to get in the base runner from third. Tagging is Schuck. He'll score on the Vernon Wells sac fly. Vernon's 3rd RBI of the day. And the Angels lead now at 7-3.
Oh, Vernon Wells having a good spring overall. Very productive from what he's doing in batting practice. Extra hitting the breaking ball, and extra hitting work. To selective in situations and what they call for, like this one.
So 2 outs. Here's Iannetta. He takes a pitch in there for a strike.
Otherwise, you talk about basketball. A happy birthday to a big basketball fan today. Scott Downs has a birthday today.
Oh, yeah. Scotty Downs, Angels reliever. And we could be seeing him come in and pitch here very soon in this ball game. He's on the board today. 0-2 the count on Iannetta. The right-hander Brock is ready, and the next pitch, and that one misses inside. 1-2 the count.
Special happy birthday to somebody that makes this happen, makes it very smooth for all of us here. Our director and producer, John Gonzalez, also celebrating a birthday.
Absolutely. A calming influence on our telecast. There's the pitch that's low.
A true pro, like the rest of the production team we always have surrounding Angels baseball.
Right.
On radio and on TV.
We're having a lot of birthdays here in the last 24 hours. It was yours yesterday, Jose. I know you spent some time with your dad last night. Pitch on its way. That's line foul down the left side, backing out of play. So it's still 2-2 on the Angel catcher, Chris Iannetta.
One big reason why I'm glad the Dodgers are out of Vero Beach. I can get to see Pops a little bit more in spring training.
That's a good thing. Two and 2 is the count. And here's the next pitch. That's high and away. I could never understand why the Dodgers trained in Vero Beach. Nothing against the town or the way they supported the Dodgers all those years. But it just didn't make a whole lot of sense with the close proximity of the Cactus League, Arizona spring training. There's one that's high and away, and that is ball 4. So Iannetta has a 2-out walk.
Sir, before the economics of the game kind of started taking over a little bit more and trying to match up things, and it was the best setup for you. Dodgertown became an icon in baseball.
Right, they had a tremendous facility at the time.
Heck, they used to train in the Caribbean, like many teams did too.
Right. Well, hey, the Cubs trained on Catalina Island for all those years.
So tell me how that makes sense.
I don't know. That one there is still baffling. I don't know that I'll ever recover from that one when I first heard that story.
Well, then the many venues and obviously working with local governments allowed for the transition and the migration for teams to come this way. There's a lot of land that has been developed here in Arizona for Major League Ball clubs. And superb quality facilities.
Yep, state-of-the-art facilities now here in Arizona. It's like Brendan Harris would be up next if the inning continues. He's waiting on deck, and the next delivery now is lined by Romine down the left side. Out of the reach of the left fielder, and that ball is going to bounce out to the wall. It's going to be a double for Andrew Romine. Second time he's been on base. Iannetta goes first to third on the 2-out double. And the Angels threatening to get more here. Mike Trout is slated to bat. Mitch and Harris waiting on deck, so it looks like he will indeed be coming into pinch hit. Trout leaves, having gone 1 for 3 today. Scored another run, drove in a couple more, and his one hit was a 2-run triple.
Andrew Romine continues to impress, hitting the ball with a lot of authority, getting on base a lot here in camp. Does a fine job against right-handers and against left-handers. Always a simple approach. The middle of the diamond and then react to the inside pitch. Really drove this ball here to the opposite field like a left-handed batter.
Looks like we might have another pinch hitter for the Angels if Harris can keep the inning alive. Luis Jimenez waiting on deck. And the next delivery, that one is outside for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Brendan Harris. Harris hitting .265 here in the Cactus League. Here's the 1-0. Hit in the air into right field. Coming in is Amarista, and he will make the grab on it, and that will end the inning. Angels end up settling for 1 run, had 2 hits, 1 walk, no errors, and leave runners at second and third. We've completed 6. We head to the 7th here in Tempe. 7-3 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Changes for the Angels. We'll pick those up in just a moment, but we want to remind you that groups of 20 or more can enjoy Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat. Now this year, take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. To book your group outing, just call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups. Well, just about all new faces out there for the Angels as we enter the 7th inning. Scott Downs is the new pitcher. Chris Iannetta remains in the game, but the rest of the Angel infield has changed up. Efren Navarro at first, Brendan Harris at second, Luis Jimenez at third with Tommy Field at short, and a new look in the outfield as well. Matt Young in left, J.B. Shuck in center, Scott Cousins in right. Here's the first one from Downs, and that one on Jeremy Baltz. He takes it for a called strike. Downs is appearing in Game 4 this spring. He's given up 4 hits and 2 runs in 3 innings of work. And he is celebrating a birthday today. Here's one that's a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Scott Downs has struggled a little bit still with the command of his fastball, especially, which he's been trying to run a lot in on left-handers and away on right-handers.
And the next pitch, it's bounced by Downs, but right out to second. New second baseman is Harris. He'll throw to the new first baseman, Navarro. And that is the first out, 4-3 on the ground out.
Scott Downs and comebackers, you got to be careful. You see Chris Iannetta checking up on him immediately. There was a couple scares he had last year. Ienetta's actually grinning, Terry, going, oh boy, I know what happens when the ball's hit that way. Be careful now, buddy.
Scott Downs now 37 years old, celebrating his birthday on St. Paddy's Day. And we have a pinch hitter for Everett Cabrera. Jace Peterson, a left-handed batter, will step up. So Cabrera's day is done. A shortstop for San Diego. Cabrera officially went 1 for 2 today, and he was on base safely all 3 times up. Reached on an error, double, and also drew a walk. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jace Peterson. First name is spelled Jace. Here's the pitch. Peterson takes that one for a ball.
Not exactly where Scott Downs wanted that pitch. Front side. The front door breaking ball. Those just tend to hang way too much if you don't have enough break on them. Get a little loopy and very hittable.
Here's the next delivery. Peterson taking that one for a ball. So it's 2 balls and a strike.
Our good friend Billy Mack checking in. Listening to the ball game. Great Lakers announcer Billy Mack.
Yeah. Are the Lakers off today, or what's their deal today? There's a pitch that misses, and that is ball 4. So Peterson, a young player, in just his 3rd pro season out of the state of Louisiana. He went to McGee State, draws a 1-out walk. And DC reminds me that the Lakers are here tomorrow night in Phoenix, and tonight they have a home game at the Staples Center.
There you go. Get some connections. Get to the game.
There's a toss over to, would you like to go to the game? Maybe you could text Billy Mack back and say, hey, Terry and I need tickets for tomorrow's Laker game.
He just sent him the message just now. He's listening.
There you go. We'll be on the pass list tomorrow, Jose.
No pressure.
Here's Amarista batting, and that pitch is in there for a called strike. Now DC wants to be part of the Laker party for tomorrow's game, so we might need 3 tickets. And the number is growing as we speak.
DC is a Lakers family himself, too.
That's right. The former Angel, Alexi Amarista, batting, and he chops that one foul. Amarista's in a battle to win a spot on the Padres opening day roster. It's not etched in stone, although he's had a very good spring.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Come on. I'm not buying that one, Terry.
All right.
Go ahead. Continue on, though.
Well, they have a lot of players they're taking a look at, but he certainly is in the mix, and I would say he's probably a favorite to win a reserve spot, especially because of his versatility. Here he chops one on the right side. Downs will field it and rush to the bag himself at first base. And that will get Amarista. Moving up to second will be Peterson. Amarista doesn't figure, in all likelihood, Jose, to be a starter for the Padres this year.
I'm going to guarantee you this.
Yeah.
Bring it back to me in September. Alexi Amarista will have over 300 at-bats for the Padres this year.
All right. Well, it's a pretty healthy number. It's not a full-time player number.
And maybe I'll pay you to go to the Lakers game.
You'll buy my ticket.
Yes.
There you go. So here's Valdez batting. 0 for 2 since coming in the game. It's 7-3 Angels. We're in the 7th. Here's the next pitch. And that one is a little low, a breaking ball.
Jerry Valdez came into the game for Chase Edmonds. And he is keyed in on one thing, man. Middle in and spinning. With a sharp liner to the third baseman his first at bat.
Here's the pitch, and that one is low. Speaking of the Padres, one player they were hoping to get some big production from this year, and he's been sidelined because of knee discomfort, is Carlos Quinton. He hasn't played a game for them this spring, but he is playing in a minor league game today to test out the right knee.
If they can get a full year out of him, a much better ball club, to say the least.
Here's a bouncer hit the third. New third baseman is Jimenez. Makes a nice stop and fires to first base to get Valdez. The inning is over. Downs has a scoreless seventh. No runs, hits, or errors. A walk, they leave a runner. We're heading to the bottom of the seventh. It's seventh inning stretch time in Tempe, and the Angels up on San Diego 7-3 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning, and first ball swinging for the Angels, and bouncing one over on the left side for an infield base hit is going to be Luis Jimenez. The ball fielded deep out there on the left side of the infield. So Jimenez is on. He got the hit against the new pitcher, Dale Thayer. So Brock was in for just one inning, and his day is done. He gave up a couple of hits and also a run. He ended up walking one, striking out one, and Thayer taking over. A lot of other changes for the Padres defensively. We'll pick those up in just a moment. And the batter now for the Angels is Luis Rodriguez as he gets ready to step up for the first time today. Switch hitter batting left, takes the pitch for a called strike. Thayer is the third Padres pitcher of the day. And he is a right-hander. He's working exclusively from the stretch. He was in 64 games for them last year. Had 7 saves and an ERA of 3.43. Here's the pitch. Popped up out behind second base. Few feet back on the outfield grass is the shortstop, and camping under that one and making the grab is the new shortstop, Jace Peterson. So that is out number 1. One away here in the Angels' 7th. Efren Navarro will be the batter. The other changes now for San Diego at first base is Lee Orr. The second baseman is Max, and that's Max with a double X. Tizenbaum.
2XL.
There you go. Jace Peterson staying in the game. I mentioned he's the shortstop. He just caught the pop out off the bat of Luis Rodriguez. The third baseman is still Jeudy Valdez. And then in the outfield, they have a little different look as well. Brian Adams is now playing in right field. And Amarista, who is in Wright has moved over to center, and Maben is no longer in the ballgame. No balls, 1 strike to count on Efren Navarro. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner, and it's a bouncer hit on the right side. Angels stay out of the double play. The throw over to first base by Tizenbaum is in time. And retired on that 4-3 ground out is Navarro. 2 outs, runner at second. And the batter stepping up for the first time today will be Tommy Field.
Well, Mike Scioscia knows he gave him the sign for the hit and run. And for Navarro, who is not known for his power, but a guy that can drive the ball to the gaps and have pretty decent bat control. The hit and run was on, and Mike Scioscia happy with that result. He's getting that guy over in scoring position.
So Field stepping up, right-handed batter. He's hitting .227 this spring, 5 for 22, and he takes the pitch for a strike. They are ready, and the next pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike. 0-2 is the count. So both teams at this stage in the ball game, here is the Angels bat in the bottom of the 7th, have brought in a lot of their reserve players. There's the pitch that's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Hundley is still catching for the Padres. Here's the next delivery. Popped up foul near the Angels on deck circle. Hundley's going to run out of room. Boy, a guy he ended up getting the souvenir baseball. See, he's getting booze. The reason why, he brought his glove and he didn't catch it. It popped off his glove, but luckily for him, hey, that's kind of like a fielder sometimes, Jose. It hits off your glove, but it drops right beside you. So you pick it up and still make the play, and that's just what he did.
Hey, he did whatever he could in the circumstances. Remember, tough guy here in Arizona, even for the fans.
Yep. So he got the souvenir baseball, though he clanked it. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the right side.
You're being rough on him. Huh? Clank?
Well, wow. That ball was playable in the stands today, but he's still got the souvenir baseball. Hey, if you bring your glove, you got to catch that one, Jose. If you're going to try and bare hand that one, I can understand it.
Let me tell you, I have a glove in the booth, and I have dropped some balls with my gloves today.
Well,
sorry to admit that, but
those are liners, screaming liners back to the booth right behind home plate.
No excuses.
All right. 1-2 is the count on Field. Angels batting here in the 7th and up 7-3.
The end result is the ball lands in the booth. We give it to a young fan. And the end result for this fan is he ended up with a baseball.
Sure.
Take it home.
Thayer is ready, and the next delivery. That one is a little low and away. That's right. DC reminds me a few years ago when we were in Seattle, we had one a screaming liner back to the booth at Safeco that hit my laptop. That was off the bat of Torrey Hunter. Of course, I never saw it hit the laptop because I was ducking under the counter. Here's a bouncer that's hit the short. It's fielded by Peterson, and the throw is in time, and the inning is over. So the Angels got the leadoff hit from Jimenez, but then the next 3 are retired by Thayer. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. 8th inning is coming up in Tempe at 7-3 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. to the 8th inning. Nick Mirande will come in to pitch for the Angels, and John Hester will come in to catch. And it looks like Travis Whitmore, a left-handed batter, will be the pinch hitter for San Diego. He'll be batting for the designated hitter, Jesus Guzman, who went 0 for 3. Mentioned earlier today that Garrett Richards was pitching in a AAA game for the Angels, and he had a good outing today. Pitch on its way. That one is in there for a called strike. Richards went approximately 5 innings, we're told. He gave up 1 earned run through 70 pitches and recorded a lot of ground ball outs. So a good outing for Garrett. There's a bouncer foul on the third base side, and it sounded like the pinch hitter Whitmore cracked his bat. Sure enough, he did.
Boy, a lot of life in that inside fastball by Nick Miranda, who needs to come out here, Terry, and establish confidence. Let the ball fly out of his hand, finish off his slider. Sometimes he just kind of rolls it out there. Make sure the staff knows that he's back on his game. He was a bit jittery to begin spring training. But boy, he was not jittery at all last year when he got called up. He was magnificent.
So Mirande with the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, as he has the lefty-lefty matchup. This appearance for Nick gets his 6th this spring. His ERA is over 10 here in the Cactus League, and he hits the batter. So that one came way inside and gets a piece of Whitmore, who will trot the first base leading off the inning, hit by pitch. So the batter now will be Tissenbaum. He's hitting out of Alonso's number 5 spot. This will be his first time up. Alonso was officially 0 for 2 with a walk today for the Padres. And the pitch on Tissenbaum. He is taking that one for ball 1. Here's the next pitch. That's in there for a called strike on the left-handed batter. Scott Downs, who pitched last inning, pitched a scoreless, hitless inning. He did walk 1. He retired 3 of 4. And the next delivery, it's fouled back over by the batter waiting on deck for San Diego. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tissenbaum.
So that's the type of foul ball that anytime I'm talking to Mike Scioscia down on the field, interviewing during the game, I am like just on the heads up for those late ones.
I hear you. There's a pitch that Tissenbaum is going to be out on strikes, as a nice looking pitch from Mirande gets him. That'll be the first out.
That's a good job coming back. I mean, making a left-hander look bad after overthrowing the fastball that hit Whitmore to begin the inning.
Tissenbaum did not get a good swing at that one. Here's Baltz getting ready to bat. And the pitch. And that one is a pitch that misses.
Brian Adams now.
Yeah, they have Baltz up on the board, but you're right, Jose. This is Adams batting for the first time in the game. And here's the next delivery, and he cuts it, that one, a right-handed batter, and misses it. Adams is now playing right field for them. This is his first at bat today. Here's the pitch, and that one is cut on and missed, and Mirande is getting some swings and misses here in this 8th inning. Angels up 7-3. The count's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Adams.
We're talking about basketball and basketball fans here in college. Brian Adams out of the University of Kentucky.
They're certainly known for their success on the hardwood. Mirande is ready. He's a Kentucky native as well, and the pitch, and that one is low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Adams won Gainesville, Georgia. And he was a Padres 8th round selection last season. Hit 321 only in 12 games in Eugene Labor. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs.
Here's the next delivery. That's fouled off on the right side. Here's the next delivery. Fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. Infield is back. The outfield straight away. We're in the 8th inning. Here's the next pitch, and that one is cut on and missed. Another strikeout from Mirande. Back-to-back strikeouts. Adams is retired. This is going to be Hundley's spot in the batting order, and it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for him. So Hundley leaves. He went 1 for 3 today with an RBI double.
Much better job of Nick Mirande being able to release that ball in front of his face and let it run naturally.
John,
the last 2 swings, not good swings, Terry.
This is John Baker batting, and he's a left-handed batter. He takes that one for the ball.
Baker was one of those catchers that came up with Buddy Black last year, hit only .238.
Here's the pitch on its way, and that one is taken ball 2. Nick is set, and the 2-0. Way outside, it misses. So he's fallen behind. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. The lefty's 3-0, and that's right down the heart of the plate. That's a called strike. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So Mirande in this inning has kept the Padres from keeping the ball in play. He's hit a batter, walked a batter, and struck out 2. So 2 on with 2 outs. And the batter now is going to be Lee Orr, who's hitting out a Maven spot. He was 1 for 3 today. This is Orr's first at bat. He bats from the right side. He's up from minor league camp today. And the pitch on Orr. That one is outside. It misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Orr played last year in A-ball and had 11 homers, 41 RBIs, but hit just .211. The pitch, that's low and away. That's going to get Mike Butcher out to the mound and have a word with Mirande, who all of a sudden has had some issues with his command.
Hey, fans, now is the perfect time to reserve a suite rental for the upcoming season. Suites offer 12 to 36 guests the opportunity to enjoy the game in a private and luxurious atmosphere. Suite rentals also offer all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverages. And to reserve your suite today at the Big A, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites.
Meeting at the mound is over, or a young player who's batting for the first time for the Padres this spring. And I'm sure Mike Butcher was out there to say, hey, let's go after this guy here. 2-0 is the count. And the next delivery fouled off the screen near the Angels on deck circle. So the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Terry, the other thing is the Angels have really scuffled here in spring training, closing out ball games. We saw what happened yesterday. They're only 4-12 here in camp. So a lot of times you got to just go out there as a pitching coach and say, hey, have that closeout mentality and get the job done. Shut the door.
2 on delivery. It's hit hard, but right at second. Stopped there by Harris. His throw will easily get Orr, and the inning is over. So it ends up being a scoreless inning for Mirande. No runs, hits, or errors. A walk, a hit batsman, and 2 runners stranded. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th here in Tempe. Angels have a 7-3 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Introducing
J.B. Shuck will lead it off for the Angels, a new pitcher in the game for the Padres, and he is a lefty, Joe Thatcher. He replaces Dale Thayer. Thayer worked the bottom of the 7th against the Angels, gave up a hit, no runs. So Thatcher is set to go. He'll be working exclusively from the stretch, and the first pitch, Shuck takes that one for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Joe Thatcher was in 55 games last year for the Padres, a 1-4 record, ERA of 3.41. He's tough on lefties, and this one is a bouncer hit on the first base side. It skips off the glove of the first baseman, and no play at first base. Figures to be an error, and that's how they'll score it. So Shuck is on to start the inning off on the E3. Against San Diego, that's their first today.
Lior had a chance to get in front of this one. Maybe just did not get a good read on the hop, but it was high enough where he could have actually got in front and maybe had a chance to go get the ball a little bit.
So at the plate now is Matt Young, and this is his first time up. He's hitting out a Vernon Wells spot. Vernon had a good ball game, 2 for 2. Homer, double, scored twice, drove in 3. New catcher in the ball game, John Baker behind the plate, working with Joe Thatcher. 0-1 is the count here on Young. The third baseman Valdez is in on the grass. Angels leading here in the 8th inning, 7-3. A toss over first base. Back to the bag goes the base runner J.B. Shuck. We'll have today's Care First Health Plan injury report in just a moment. Visit carefirst.com to learn more about their patients' first philosophy of care. Care First, it's all about you. And again, a toss over to first base, and Shuck is back.
Well, Thatcher, one of those guys that is a feel-good story. 4 years in the big leagues now, but he was undrafted. Signed as a free agent by the Milwaukee Brewers out of independent baseball.
He's ready, and here's the next pitch. Bunt try, and that one's fouled off. So Young has the count go to 0-2, unable to drop down a bunt. Mentioned our injury report. Angels reliever Kevin Jepson has been sidelined recently with some right triceps tightness. Mitch Stetter, we saw him pitch in this ball game for the Angels. He was the first reliever today in relief of C.J. Wilson. He made his first appearance after being sidelined this spring with a bulging disc. There's a toss over to first, and again back to the bag goes Shuck. And Conger has been bothered by a little bit of a thumb cramp, his left thumb, although he was slated to catch Richards today in that AAA game. Runner goes, the pitch a ball, and the throw by Baker was way offline. That's an easy stolen base for Shuck, who's now at second. Bill Hall continues to be sidelined here in the Angels camp, initially with a right quad problem, now with a left calf strain. And no set timetable as far as his return for the Angels.
And for him, hopefully that window is not closing in and trying to make the ball club.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Young. He wasn't able to get that runner up to second with a bunt, but Shuck ends up getting there on his own with the steal. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, popped up foul, backing out of play. So we'll do it again. The count holding at 1-2. We should get the official attendance here in just a moment. Another big crowd on hand today here in Tempe. The Angels have been racking up some 9,000 plus crowds here lately. Lefty-lefty matchup. Young awaits the next pitch, and here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out. Young is retired. Hester will be the batter. And before he steps up to the plate, Bud Black is going out to the mound. And he is going to make a pitching change. So we'll have a break in the action, a pitching change here in the 8th. Angels are leading 7-3 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Padres is former first-round pick Brad Boxberger. He was a first-round pick of the Reds back in 2009. And he is a SoCal native, went to Foothill High School in Tustin. Also pitched at USC. And he got into 24 games last season for the Padres and did a good job. 2.60 ERA. Fastball, slider, and changeup from the right-hander. And his first pitch on Hester, that's in there for a called strike.
That's Buddy Black at his best, trying to see how this youngster Boxberger reacts from bringing him here in a man in scoring position situation with a right-hander coming up.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is outside. Boxberger is appearing in his 6th game this spring, and he's worked 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs. Here's the 1-1. That's lifted in the air and hit well into center field. Amarista is out there. He's going back. He's on the rim of the track, and he'll gather that one in. Tagging up at second and moving on to third base on that deep flyout will be Schuck. That ball was hit a good 410 or so to dead center, but still a good 10 feet or so away from that outfield wall.
John Hester could use any at-bat right now to build his confidence. He was trying to find a way to get some more playing time. Only 4 for 19 so far here this spring. It's the best ball, perhaps in my eyes, I've seen him hit all spring. Really drove to center field.
So here's Scott Cousins set to bat. His first at bat today. He's hitting out a Romine spot. Andrew was 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and he scored a run. The pitch on Cousins, and he skies one in the air in a shallow right field. Adams is coming in, the right fielder under. He'll put it away in shallow right, and the inning is over. Angels threaten but fail to score here in the 8th. No runs, no hits, an error, and a runner left at third. We're headed to the 9th in Tempe. It's 7-3 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. go to the top of the ninth inning. The Angels have a 7-3 lead, and the fifth pitcher of the day for the Angels is right-hander R.J. Alvarez. Alvarez has worked in 2 games this spring for the Angels. He's back from minor league camp for today's ball game. Third-round pick of the Angels last June. He ended up pitching at Class A Cedar Rapids, and he has a good arm. He throws hard. Fastball will get it up near 98, and he also has a very good slider. His third pitch would be a changeup. That's a pitch he doesn't use a whole lot. But he is in here to try and get the final 3 outs. And he'll face Baltz, Peterson, and Amarista. 9, 1, and 2 for San Diego. Alvarez was a closer in college. And here's the pitch. The first one is low and away. It misses. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Infield is back. Outfield is pretty much straight away. Balt's a right-handed batter, and he takes that one low and outside. Today's attendance, 9,204, 9204. So the Angels have strung together 4 straight 9,000 crowds here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Alvarez has fallen behind 3-0 on Baltz. Breeze starting to pick up, blowing out to left center field. Here's the 3-0, and Baltz was taking all the way. It was a fastball that misses, and it's a leadoff walk. So the first Padre batter of the inning reaches base safely, and now Chase Peterson will be the batter. And the other couple of times we've seen Alvarez on the mound, he had walked 1 batter in an inning and a third. It's all he's pitched for the Angels this spring coming into this game. He had given up 3 hits and a run in the inning and a third, and he misses again, and he's missed on 4 straight, make it 5 straight. And now that's going to get pitching coach Mike Butcher out to the mound to have a word with R.J. Alvarez and John Hester. Fans, don't forget the Angels will have a day off tomorrow, and then we'll get the Cactus League back up and running on Tuesday when the Angels play the Brewers in Maryvale. Jason Vargas against Willie Peralta will be the pitching matchup in that one. And we want to remind you to subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today. You can watch over 150 select spring training games live, plus every regular season game live or on demand on over 250 mobile and connected devices. Visit Angels.com for details. Meeting over. 1 ball, no strikes on Peterson. Next pitch high. 2-0 the count. Jose has headed downstairs for the Fox Sports West postgame show. We will not have an interview with the Angels manager Mike Scioscia after the game. We did have Mike on during the 4th inning today with Jose, and there's a pitch that's way low and inside. It skips off the glove of Hester. A wild pitch will move the base runner Baltz up to second. So Alvarez has yet to throw a strike. 7 straight pitches since entering this 9th inning, all out of the zone. And you see this happen with young pitchers coming in late in these ball games. We certainly saw it happen yesterday to Eddie McKiernan, who could not hold on to the lead when he came in the 9th against the A's. Here's the 3-0. That's the first pitch he's thrown for a strike. Out of his first 8 pitches, it's now 3-1. Here's the 3-1 delivery in there for a called strike, and Alvarez is battled back to run the count full. So we'll see if RJ can battle all the way back from 3-0 against Peterson. Here's the payoff pitch. He walks him. It was a fastball way low and inside. So back-to-back walks. Amarista will be the batter.
Center fielder, number 5, Alexi Amarista.
to Alexi Amarista. Amarista was part of the trade the Angels made to acquire Ernesto Frieri, and that's been a deal that has helped both teams. Here's the pitch. It's right in there for a called strike. Alvarez pitched his college baseball at Florida Atlantic at school in South Florida. Here's the pitch. Drilled into right center field for a base hit. Going into third base and being held there as the lead runner Baltz. A single for Amarista. Runners everywhere. The bases are loaded. No outs here in the top of the ninth. So walk, single loaded them up for the Padres. Valdez will be the next batter. And all of a sudden right now, Mike Scioscia has decided he wants to win this ball game. He doesn't like what he's seen from Alvarez, so he's going to take him out, and the Angels will go to the bullpen and make a pitching change here in the ninth. Alvarez lifted, faced 3 batters today, was unable to retire anyone. And when the Padres continue their ninth inning, they will have the tying run coming to the plate. Pitching change, break in the action. It's 7-3 Angels in the ninth here on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Angels is Ty Kelly, and this is going to be his first appearance this spring, so we'll see how he does here. Young pitcher who comes in with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the ninth inning. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Terry Smith, Jose Amota, our producer engineer Darren Chan, Victor Rojas with us earlier today as well. So Kelly takes over. He pitched at Inland Empire and Cedar Rapids last season, had very good numbers in the Angels system. And his first pitch, and that is a breaking ball in there on Jeudy Valdez for a called strike. Kelly had a 6-1 record in 50 relief appearances, had 19 saves last year in the minors. And his ERA last season between Inland Empire and Cedar Rapids was under 2. Here's the pitch. That fastball missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly was not drafted coming out of Auburn University, and he signed with the Angels in June of 2010. He's a native of Columbus, Georgia, and he began his Angel career back in that 2010 season. The pitch, that one is low and in. So he's fallen behind 2 balls and 1 strike. And again, no room for error here with the bases loaded. A walk means a run. The Angels lead by 4 in the 9th. No outs, 3 on base. The pitch popped up right side of the infield. The second baseman Harris lost track of it, but coming in is the right fielder, and Cousins will make the catch, and the runners have to hold. Scott Cousins helped out Brendan Harris. He had no idea where that ball was, as it was caught in very shallow right. So Valdez is retired. Good job by Kelly setting down the first batter he faces. And the next batter will be Travis Whitmore. So far, so good for Ty Kelly coming into this ball game. Here's the pitch, and that one is a pitch that misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Kelly in his Angel career has yet to pitch beyond a ball. And this is his first outing, as I mentioned, this spring for the Angels. Here's the pitch, and he fooled Whitmore right there on a good 1-0 pitch. Boy, he was way off on the swing. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly's got good size, 6'4", 200 pounds. Right-hander ready on the next pitch. That one is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reginald Tyler Kelly on the hill for the Angels. Goes by Ty. The right-hander is set, and the 2-1 delivery. And that one got Whitmore to flinch. He couldn't pull the trigger on it. It caught the outside corner for a called strike. 2-2 the count. Max Tizenbaum waiting on deck. The hitters that are all stepping up here now for the Padres are up from their minor league camp as well. 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good looking pitch, low and away. He had the left-handed hitting Whitmore kind of reaching at that one. Kelly has come in, and so far he is shutting the door here. He's retired both batters that he's faced with the bases loaded. Now the Padres down to their final out in this ball game. Tizenbaum, a strikeout victim his first time up. Left-handed batter, the pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes. Good block on that one by catcher John Hester. Hey kids, don't forget the Junior Angels Kids Club presented by Farrell's Ice Cream Parlors and Restaurants. Now accepting members for the upcoming 2013 season. Members receive an exclusive Mike Trout jersey, 2 ticket vouchers, a fast pass to Kids Run the Bases, and more. You can sign up by going to angels.com/Junior Angels or stop by any Southern California Farrell's location. First pitch on Tizenbaum. That one is low. Left-handed hitting, Max Tizenbaum. Ty Kelly is ready. Infield is back with 2 outs, and the 2-0 pitch. And that one misses low. So trying to get the final out now. He's gotten behind. A walk would mean a run. Angels up 7-3 here in the 9th. 2 outs, bases loaded. Kelly is ready. And his next pitch. And that one's in there for a called strike. He needed a strike. He got one. Infield, back as I mentioned. Outfield not deep at all. And they're playing a little bit the opposite way. Here's next delivery, and that's in there for a called strike, and he's battled back to run the count full. So he was on the verge of walking Tizenbaum, which would have forced in a run. He still needs a strike, but he's in a lot better shape right now. 3-2 the count. We'll see how it shakes out here against this batter with 2 outs in the ninth. The count full and the payoff delivery. It's low. He walked them. That will force in a run. And the Padres get a little bit closer. It's now 7-4. Angels on top. So Tizenbaum gets an RBI, and that's the 3rd walk issued by Angels pitchers here in this 9th inning. The first one surrendered by Kelly, and the run will get on the board against Alvarez, who did not retire any of the 3 that he faced. And here's Bryan Adams stepping up. Bases loaded, the pitch. Called strike on the right-handed batter. It caught the outside corner. Adams has been a strikeout victim today, his only time up. Right-hander against right-hander. Next pitch. That's low. Hester blocks it, keeping the lead runner Peterson over at third base. Adams is batter number 7 in the inning. And in the inning, they've had only 2 batters hit balls that have left the infield. But they've scored a run. They have them loaded here with 2 outs. Here's the next pitch. That one is low. 2-1 the count. Kelly is pitcher number 6 of the day. C.J. Wilson started the game, worked into the 6th inning today, had a nice outing. Gave up 5 hits, 1 run in 5 1/3 innings. Here's the next delivery, and it's fouled off over by the batter waiting on deck, John Baker. So now they're down to their final strike in the game. It's a 2-2 count. Angels trying to win for just the 5th time in 21 games this spring. Kelly is ready. And here's the 2-2. He got him to chase it. He fouls it back to the screen. Got him out in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bryan Adams. Matchup here of young players. We'll see who wins this battle with the game down to its final out. Kelly is ready. And he delivers the 2-2. Swung on and missed. It was a breaking ball. Got him, struck him out, and the ball game is over. Good job by Ty Kelly coming in. He'll end up getting a save in this ball game. Here in the 9th, a run. They had only 1 hit. There were 3 walks in the inning, couple strikeouts, no Angel errors, and they leave the bases loaded. So the Angels come away with the victory today here in Tempe, beating the Padres 7-4. That's your final this afternoon. For those of you watching on the TV side, Jose and Victor Rojas will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on the radio side, we'll have more from Tempe in just a moment as well. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.